Yo, yo. Oh, let me bring this back up. We are going live for just a moment to chill, kick it. Just going live real quick, guys. How's everybody doing? What's up, Hanzo? I see you right there. What's up? So, some fans want the rest of Zack Snyder's universe to be sold off, well, leased out to Netflix. A wild new thing that they want to happen. This isn't going to happen. One reason. Netflix is stuck in a state where they kind of broke. They not broke, but they losing money. If y'all don't know, Netflix is currently having trouble with keeping subscribers. They're having so much trouble keeping subscribers. They are literally about to add a plan where you can hold on. Can you guys hear the game audio? Why can't I hear it? The fuck? Hope y'all can hear me. Make sure. Okay, audio's good. I'm gonna fix the game audio in a minute. But basically, Netflix is stuck in a state where they are struggling to keep subscribers. So they want to add a plan where you pay and you get ads, which nobody fucking wants. That's the point of a streaming service. Why would you buy the plan with no ads? Not with ads. I understand you don't want to spend a lot, you want to save money, totally respectable. But there's the reason I have a streaming service. I'm not trying to go back to cable. I don't want ads and shit. So no, I'm not. I can spend $10, another 10 for some I got you on, so I can send you one. Well, I'm gonna put it in the group chat. But yeah, I mean, you guys, that's the stream title. We're gonna be chilling for a bit, but that's not going to happen. They're not selling Zack Snyder's Justice League to Netflix because Netflix cannot even afford it. Netflix cannot afford to have two movies over that are going to cost, mind you, Zack's Justice League 1 costed, the budget went up to about 300 million. So they can do reshoots. Originally, it was a little over 200 million. That was an expensive movie. Infinity War is expensive, and so is Endgame. These are expensive movies you have to make with a lot of people. You got to spend a lot of money. And yeah, you can't recoup all that money back on Netflix. You need to put it in theaters. You have to. If you want to recoup that budget, you need to put that in theaters, not on streaming, in theaters. Zack Snyder's Justice League, the difference with that is that was 70 million. It was 70 million just to finish it up. What's up, Anzo? 70 million to finish it up. So you're not really spending that much. 70 million, that's okay for streaming. That's not too expensive. What's good, Anzo? So
chilling. What are you saying, brother?
Just talking about the new campaign that's out. I'm gonna be talking about other topics too.
You guys are idiots with this about Netflix buying Zack Snyder. First off, for Netflix to do that, they would actually have to buy the rights to the characters, and there's no way that the Marvel is going to do that. Not Marvel, Warner Brothers is going to do that. You know what I mean? Like, come on, guys.
I wonder how much is it to buy the rights to Batman?
Be a lot.
Since Disney bought, how much is the rights to Batman? 57. Wow, 57 million.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a lot of money. That's literally almost half, a little bit over. That's a little bit over half of a $100 million movie budget.
Pretty much.
Now Warner Brothers, since they own it, they're not spending 57 million to to borrow that. That's their character. Mind you, if someone else wants to use it, Batman's not public domain, so you can't really do what you please with it. Like you can do it with a lot of things.
Right.
That's
What up,
why
Tony?
Pinocchio. I'm not sure if I think Pinocchio is public domain, but Netflix they recently did that Pinocchio TV show or whatever.
The movie there with
Yeah,
that Del Garo guy.
I still need to watch that.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was pretty good.
Yeah,
But
Pinocchio is a public domain.
yeah, it wasn't bad. You know what I mean? It wasn't bad. But like at the end of the day, the Snyderverse is dead. And I think a lot of these guys are just trying to hold on because that's their audience, right? Their
Yeah.
audience was Snyderverse audience. So what are they going to do to keep it? Just keep telling us, oh, don't worry, guys. Snyderverse is still coming.
Yeah, it's just like I understand how people feel about it, but it's like that's a lot to is I mean, look, it's not like asking for one little thing like a character, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
mind you, they want a whole universe and a whole universe that would require tons of money. Because look,
Yeah.
just to make Infinity War, mind you, there's been some movies that solo movies that probably had a 200 something million budget,
Mm-hmm.
but the budget of Infinity War had to incorporate paying all those actors that got very expensive, especially RDJ himself, who was already expensive as it is.
Right.
This dude getting paid 1 million a minute just to appear in certain scenes. For Homecoming, he was in the movie for about a total of 20 something minutes. He made 20 million off that
Yeah, for sure.
just for appearing in, just for making a cameo in there, mind you. And they probably said, "Nah, RJ, we can only give you 20 minutes. You stretching it." He
Yep.
probably wanted more screen time. He probably wanted more screen time. Said, "Nope, you need to relax."
I'm pretty sure he tried to milk it for as much as he could, right? Especially knowing that his time in the MCU was coming, and I think that's why he charged so much and only did it single movie towards the end, because the more money the movies made he was in, the more he could ask for.
Yep.
You
I
know,
mean, he had enough pull to literally push the release date of Infinity War up to like he pushed it up a month, which was dope.
he
That's
did.
something that he had pull. Like he with the amount of money, that's how you know you as an actor, you really making bank when you got pull like that to
Hmm.
make those moves. Not a lot of actors can do that.
Well, if it wasn't for Iron Man a success, we wouldn't have what we have now, right? So we the MCU owes a lot to Robert Downey Jr. because he was perfect in the role.
Yep, that's why they bring them back for Secret Wars. They couldn't be done with this man. I wouldn't either. He about to cost him. I already know Feige's going through the contract, looking at Secret Wars like, damn, why they gotta bring this fool back? They know he expensive.
Yeah, yeah. But again, like, what kind of like are we gonna get him back as like an AI, or are we gonna get back actually him? You know what I mean?
I think it's gonna be him. The way I see it, like I think it's gonna be like we're probably gonna see a lot of the same Iron Mans. Secret Wars, I'm guessing is gonna be we're gonna see another like end game type of team up battle.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm guessing, and we're gonna see like multiple different types of Iron Mans. While his Iron Man will be like leading, like I feel like he's gonna be like a bunch of different Caps, Iron Mans, Hulks all together, and they're all gonna be like separated groups. But we're gonna see them all fight whatever they're gonna be fighting together, whether it be Kang or the Beyonder.
Yeah, but if they do that, then it'll probably just be like little cameos, right? We're not going to see like a whole out fight. There's probably going to show it happening on different universes or whatever.
Yeah,
But
and
the main universe is
that's the rumor I was seeing. I'm not sure if you've seen it, but they said a lot of the bulk of the movie is going to take place from the perspective of the heroes from like different universes.
oh yeah.
So we're going to see like our Avengers team because they're getting set up in Kang Dynasty, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But we're supposed to be following the other universes. That's one of the rumors I was seeing. So we're going to be seeing
Interesting.
more of the other universes, whatever these universes are. So maybe that the universe with the What If team that we see in What If, probably the universe where the X-Men is going to come from, or the Fantastic Four, if they're coming in from a different multiverse. I don't know.
Yeah, I think X-Men and Fantastic Four would probably be smart to come from another universe.
That's the only way I can see it being done. Like, if I'm looking logically at it, like, you could just say they always been here, but that's not going to work for me.
Me neither.
But yeah, the only way to do it, you do it through the multiverse. Have there be an event where some multiverses get destroyed, and now these characters have to move to a different universe.
Right.
I prefer that.
And they all end up on this new type of Earth. It's kind of soft rebooted, you know, and it works to where everybody can exist through magic, biology, all that nonsense, comic book nonsense.
Right, because we got introduced to incursions in multiverse of madness. That's going to be a big thing going forward. I think that's going to be a big thing going forward.
See, now when the Flash movie come out, we about to really, you know, teach y'all what them incursions are. I'm telling y'all,
this Flash movie.
It's coming.
What's up, Tony?
Cool question. Since y'all both here, what's your had your guys' opinions or anything changed on the Flash film? I know we're all gonna watch it, but has any of y'all opinion changed on it? Y'all feeling like watching it? It's like, I'm just gonna avoid it.
No, I'm gonna watch it.
I'll see it. And by the way, there's an echo, or at least I hear an echo. Does it?
So do I.
It's an echo.
Only when we speak, not when you speak. Like even when Onzo pressed mute, I could hear it.
Hold on.
I didn't say anything because nobody said anything. Now it's gone. Yeah,
it's gone.
Okay, try now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Cool.
No, we're good.
No, we're good.
Okay. All right. I just.
Why would you say Onzo? Of all the things to say, you said cool. How am I gonna know it's echoing? You're repeating the word. I'm gonna say.
I didn't think about that, to be honest with you, when I said it.
Oh, what game are we playing?
Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm driving like trash right now because it's a snowy season.
Yeah, so your question about the Flash, like I said, I'm gonna go see it. I'll see it in theaters. I'll be there first day. And I didn't going into this movie hoping it's trash. I hope it's good. I really want it to be good. You know, it's like
I hope it's good too, but they got the writer from Birds of Prey. That's what worries me the most.
Yikes.
Yeah.
But you know, Warner Brothers, the way they're hyping it up, and if they're presenting this at the Super Bowl, they believe in this. If this is because they haven't been back to the Super Bowl since the Dark Knight. So if they believe in this movie enough to promote it at the Super Bowl, I mean, hey, it must be good. But a lot of studios will even say their bad movies are good before release.
Right. And let's just remember when I think it was Batman versus Superman or Man of Steel, one of those movies came out, they were like, oh, got a standing ovation, and they loved it, and it was the greatest movie they ever seen. And remember that, eh? And then they seen it, and a lot of people didn't like it. I liked them both, but a lot of you guys didn't like it. So
if they do the Flash and it's a success and it's like critically liked, fan base likes it, they just, you know, are going to I would say you could keep the same creatives. If that writer who did Birds of Prey had a bad outing in that movie, but improved for the second movie, maybe that writer is worthwhile keeping.
Yeah, hey, I mean, I would honestly be shocked if she somehow does better writing a movie about the multiverse than Birds of Prey, because the plot of like the Birds of Prey, that should be a lot easier to do than this movie. Because mind you, this takes a lot more creativity and care because you're doing a movie about the multiverse.
All right, so I'm about to give this hot take right now. Birds of Prey is not as bad as everybody says it is either. It's not good, but it's not as bad as everybody says it is. There's some good moments.
I mean, if I had to compare it, it's better than Catwoman. I'll give it that. It's better than Catwoman and Steel. That's the best I can do.
Better than Eternals?
Absolutely. 100%.
Yeah, it doesn't put me to sleep like Eternal. So yeah.
I think Eternals, like the recent movies. Well, no, second worst. The first one is the Batman, and then the second worst movie, superhero movie, is Birds of
Hey, you're
Eternals.
harsh. The Batman was bad.
Horrible.
Suicide is the best film in the franchise.
The Suicide Squad was good. I liked it.
I read Josh's comment and I had no idea what TSS meant, but okay, the Suicide Squad.
Yeah,
the best squad.
I would have said SS2, and I'd be like, oh yeah, Suicide Squad 2.
I think it was good. The one thing I was worried about was the James Gunn humor, and that I think that's a lot of the things that I'm worried about going forward with the DCEU. He might be like, "Yo, we got to put more funny here. We got to put this here. This has to be funny," and I'm worried about that because he really took it to another level with the Suicide Squad. But for me, the jokes worked. That's why I didn't have an issue. I think it's when the jokes don't work, like in Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I think that's why I had the biggest problem with that movie because I just didn't think the jokes worked at all.
DC could use some jokes.
Some of them, I agree.
It's like I told, and Lunga, I do agree. It's better than Taika's.
Oh,
like
for
I said,
sure.
I like his humor, and that's his niche. That's his thing. I just, like I said, the only thing I'm worried about with James Gunn is just that humor stuff because I don't want him to get so obnoxious to throw because his thing is comedies.
Mm-hmm.
I totally respect that. He likes to do comedy superhero stuff, but I don't want him to put that over so much of the DC stuff. I know I know he's gonna do some variety. Like obviously he's gonna have Batman be a dark and serious character. Obviously.
Right. He has to have a good balance. You know what I mean?
As long as he has a balance, that's totally fine. Yeah, I just want him to have that balance. But I know he has the creative mind to give us a good Superman movie. He has a creative mind to pull off a Superman movie. Oh, and I even said this. The tone of Guardians of the Galaxy is literally what Superman needs. All the comedy, but the tone of it.
Okay, explain that to me.
I think the
tone of Guardians is a Superman tone.
Yeah, it's very lighthearted, bright movie and stuff. You know, colorful.
Okay, then I'm with you. They purposely decolored the Superman Man of Steel movie.
Yeah, it was.
I saw somebody like criticize it, and he analyzed and had a filter over it, and he said, "Look, you can actually add color if you watch it this way. Doesn't this look better? Which is more Superman?" And I'm like,
hey, Zack Snyder went into it thinking, "Hey, I can be Christopher Nolan too." He tried. He tried. Well, Man of Steel is his best DCEU movie. The rest are, but Man of Steel is his best movie. Even if I have my issues with it, it's his best DCEU movie that he made.
You see, I liked Man of Steel. I thought Man of Steel was good. I liked BVS, but I didn't like a lot of the things they did in it. That was the problem I had. Like I thought the movie was fine for what it was, but there was just certain things in it, like bringing in Doomsday, that was unnecessary. They should never have done that. They should have kept it to more like the Dark Knight cartoon, where it's just Superman and Batman fighting. They should have kept it to that, but then they had to bring in Doomsday, then they had to bring in Wonder Woman, and the Lex just kills it for me. Like, just
for me, I kind of just wish BVS was like just a one-off thing. I would have totally been okay with it, like with all that stuff, because you can't do Dark Knight Returns in the context that he did it, because that story only works after, when the Justice League they're separated, they're broken apart, and Batman's like moved on, and he's, life has him. He's he's lost his Robin. Gotham is all run down and stuff, and he's tired of it. It only works after.
I agree. I think we all agree that movie was. Like, it came out too soon.
But even then, in the context today, if BVS was like a one-off movie and there was no sequels after this, I would look at the movie totally different. Totally different.
I don't know. I wouldn't say one-off because I like the connected universe stuff. I just think they should have done standalone Batman movie first. You know what I mean? Maybe Man of Steel 2, and then you can get to Superman dying and all of that. You give us a real Justice League movie where like they're coming together.
I'm the one making the mission fail. Oh shit! I just realized that. Oh, fuck. Damn. Oops.
Like I said, pick a legend, Death of Superman or Dark Knight Returns. You can't match both. I agree.
Yeah.
I think
And
that's where they
both
made the
don't
biggest
work. Like
mistake.
both
Yeah.
can't. Death of Superman works justly formed. You have a universe well fleshed out. Yes,
Yeah.
with Death of Superman, you get moments like you can get a moment like all our heroes in the universe already established showing up to the funeral of Superman. You know, Martian Manhunter, Black Canary, all of them popping up to just come and remember Superman.
Why would a whole bunch of superheroes show up at another superhero's funeral? That doesn't happen.
Because that's what connected universes are.
Here we go, Chill. I know where you're going with that one.
No, I'm just saying. Okay. Well, yeah, we're talking about Tony Stark's funeral, right? That's what we're.
Hey, look, maybe look.
Natasha didn't have anyone at her funeral. That was unfair. But like,
Now,
you know,
just to play devil's
those are the only two funerals over at Marvel that I got an issue that I could point
Chill,
out.
just to play devil's advocate.
Yeah?
Maybe Sam was busy working on his boat, and he was like, Okoye called him like, Sam, could you please? I can't make it. You know, I'm kind of fixing up this boat, and Okoye's like, that's whack ass boat. You better bring you out to the funeral.
She hung up on him right quick.
She was like, what boat?
You revoked the name White Wolf. Yeah.
And then Io called up Bucky. Bucky, could you pop up? Nah, I got work for the Val. I gotta do some work for this white chick. White woman.
You know why they didn't come. They're like, phew, one less of them we got to deal with. So.
Those Americans.
You know what I mean? Hey, thank God he's gone. All right, let's move on, guys.
Typical of them. Natasha's could have been off camera. You don't know. Man, the only person crying for Natasha was Bruce. He was like, man, I can't hit that no more.
No, Hawkeye was broken up too. Hawkeye was shedding tears for her too.
Yeah, I mean, he was shedding tears because he didn't have his mistress no more.
I think, like Lunga said, it was off camera. I think there were heroes that I believe they would have shown.
I honestly think for the this isn't normal, but like I feel like they could have had both Tony and Black Widow's funeral kind of at the same time, just like doing them both. Like they could have done both.
I feel you. Yeah.
On the same day.
Remember them both. Yeah. At the same time, just do it together.
You know why I know that's not true? Because that was definitely Tony's funeral. The people up front were Pepper and the daughter and like Happy and Rhodey, Spider-Man. Where was Hawkeye at? Hawkeye would be front and foremost at Natasha's funeral, and he wasn't there. And
no, I think he's saying they should have did both.
Yeah, just like doing both at the same time.
Honored them
like
both.
We're remembering our Avengers, our brothers, sister, blah blah blah. All that jazz.
One of them would have had a body at the funeral. The other one's like lost in time.
Yeah, a closed
bottom
casket.
Of Vormir.
Could have a closed casket.
Man, Tony's was a closed casket. They didn't want his daughter seeing that.
Oh, his was closed casket.
He looked like toast. They was not trying to see toast.
Unless they buried him in one of his Iron Man suits.
Yeah.
Of course he got buried in an Iron Man suit.
You think so?
Yeah. And then Doctor Strange can dreamwalk him and zombify Iron Man. That's why.
Hey, if they're doing the Marvel zombies, maybe that's how.
Yeah, it's probably the case. Come up as a zombie. Yeah. I mean, think about it, because his suit got burnt. His suit got melted into his parts of his body when he died.
It'd be hard to remove.
Like that, the glove, because it was melting into his skin and stuff as it was happening. But that's nasty.
You take that to that contractor, whatever the person's job is. What's the occupation of the guy who like looks at bodies, cleans it up? That one.
Oh yeah, the
mortician.
Oh yeah, mortician. Yeah.
You take it to the mortician, and he goes, "Well, he said he was Iron Man. Just leave it there."
Why does everyone think there's always a funeral as a casket? I'm not having anything. No wake, no funeral. Hey, personally, I'd be okay if people just like put me in a box, just bury me anywhere. Just find a random box, just bury me anywhere. So you don't got to spend much money.
I don't want to be buried. Cremate me. Cremate me. Do not bury me. Cremate me. And I have no little bugs eating on my rotting corpse. Nope. Burn me, turn me to ashes, and put me back into the earth. Yeah,
You're
that's what I
offended
want to
by
do.
bugs eating you, but not offended by being burnt.
No.
All right.
I mean, it's
Burn me
actually
to
oh,
ashes.
well, it's actually it would be better because this happened to my mom's mother. She got buried in St. Louis. And this was back in like 60s, 70s. It was a while back. And they was building this new freeway, this new highway. And the area where they had the cemetery at,
They had
they
to
dug
dig up the
they
bodies,
dug
right?
up all
Yeah.
those bodies and
Hmm.
desecrated that whole place just to build this little freeway and highway that they're building. Now,
Yeah.
mind you, if they my parents don't believe in like the cremation stuff. I don't know if they really do, but they don't cremate nobody. We bury our dead, and it's like if you cremated them, you wouldn't have to deal with that. You wouldn't have to get to see their casket get desecrated, all that.
Hmm.
But it happened.
Yeah. No, I'm all cremation. That's for me. Then take my ashes to like the beaches of Costa Rica or Dominican Republic, and just spread me out there. I got some girls in thongs sitting on my ashes when I'm dead. You
You
know what I
thought this
mean?
through, huh?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Cremation and dump you in the kids' sand playground. If I ever get cremated, I want them to take my ashes to the top. No, I want them to take my ashes to probably a strip club. Throw it on some strippers. Say,
You know what I mean?
"Hey, I know you're blessed.
Yeah, you know what I
You
mean?
are
For real,
blessed
for real.
you are best by the you are blessed by the blood of Canaan."
Put me in a coffee machine like in due date, so people can drink you longer. Yeah, I feel you. You know what I mean? I like KDOS though. Spread me on the girls and have them stripping and on my ashes. I could deal with that.
I'm so unattached with what happens to my remains when I'm gone. It's not even an issue.
I don't think it's a big issue. I just feel more like if that's my wishes. Both my parents like cremated them, so I want to be put that way.
Did they say that they wanted?
My mom did. My dad, we figured he probably wanted that.
With what's the word? When you're an organ donor on your license.
Mm-hmm. Or Medicare card. It's your Medicare card.
Oh, on that thing. Does
Yeah,
that
here's Medicare card.
is that something that you chose to do or like thought about doing?
Um, I'm a smoker, a drinker. They don't want my organs, bro.
Uh,
You know what I mean? They don't want my organs. They're gonna open up my chest and say, "Oh, like let's check out the lungs." Nope, can't have that. You know.
no, they
So
need it. That's why that's how they scare the kids. You ever seen those science experiments and they go, "Hey,
yeah.
listen, this is a smoker." Oh my god, kids don't smoke.
Yeah.
You could be part of a health program. You could be an episode of Mr. Rogers PBS or something.
That's why I always thought about being a donor, but I wanted to do that sperm donor thing. But I saw that I saw that movie with Vince Vaughn. Y'all seen that movie where he's
The sperm donor and then the kids. They had the kids or
yeah, he
something
has
like
like
that.
over 300
Yeah,
something children,
yeah.
and then they're trying to
That's a movie. What a
yeah,
plot.
Yeah.
it's a good movie. It's like no joke. It has comedy in it,
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
but it's a good movie. Like it's a somewhat serious movie.
Is the last kid that he meets like the president? Like who was his final child?
I remember he had a kid that was mentally disabled.
Well,
He
there
had
has
a
to be.
kid that wanted to be an actor, a kid strung out on drugs. He had a kid that was, becoming a musician,
Yeah.
and he was just like meeting all these kids and stuff. Let me find it for you. You got The Delivery Man. This is a really good movie right here.
They don't make comedies anymore. What year was that?
It came out 2013.
Wow.
It's
They do. They're just not funny.
like I don't even look at it as a comedy. Like the movie is taken so
More
what's up, Jimmy?
serious than comedy. Yeah.
Yeah, it's taken way more serious, but it still has its funny moments. Solid film.
I feel like its comedies have been taken over by horror, like that Megan movie. I'm really interested in seeing it.
So am I. I seen the trailer for that the other day, and I was like, "Oh, this looks interesting." But they're saying that it's more like, first off, it's not R rated, so they said that there's a lot of, you know, it's not as gory or whatever as they want it or should be. But I also hearing that there's a lot more jokes in it than like horror too. So I don't know. I want to see it. It looks cool though. Looks
I feel like it's probably
We're
only
back.
PG. I feel like it's probably only PG-13 because the children in it, like they do art. I don't know why it's PG-13. It's probably because the kid that's casted in it, and they probably just want to play it safe. But there's no reason it should be PG-13. It's a horror
No, if you're
movie.
gonna make a horror movie, you gotta
Just make it.
make a horror movie. You know what I mean? So
There is some good like PG-13 horror movies like
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Grudge and stuff, but the R-rated one's always been better.
I agree. Okay. We'll see how it goes. I want to see it. Actually, I seen it on Onzo Vision. I was gonna watch it later, but then I started watching Puss in Boots first.
People saying a lot of good things about that Puss in Boots movie. I might go see that.
I won't go see it, but I watched it. It's all right. It's good.
Well, the animation looks good. Yeah, I'm interested
Yeah.
in it because the animation looks smooth.
Yeah, the animation is good.
And I'm hearing they're trying to bring back Shrek. I don't want them to touch Shrek no more.
I don't know if they should do another one. I think Shrek ended on a positive note, but it's always been a moneymaker, so I wouldn't be surprised me if we get another one. I really wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they can do it because like the first Shrek, that was borderline. That was almost if they took some jokes a little bit, if they wasn't so had so many innuendos the way they did, and because mind you, it was just innuendos. It was like straight up.
Oh yeah, the first Shrek was classic.
Yeah, that could have been an adult animated movie if they actually was being very blunt with those jokes and how they delivered them.
Mm-hmm. But you see, that's what they do to keep adults, because we got to go watch it with the kids, right? Usually taking their kids to see it, but you put in some adult jokes that kids won't get, but the adults will. That kind of makes the movie good, and I enjoyed that about that.
I mean, but for me, when I first saw Shrek, them innuendos was kind of like on the nose. Like I was like, is this like for kids, or is it like, because they was trying to really hide a lot of stuff.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, they had a lot of stuff going on in that movie.
Yeah, but like always, they did like how many Shrek movies, and then it started to get played out after. So I think you probably could revisit it maybe one more time, but I'd be good if they don't.
Yeah, I mean, they stopped being good. I didn't like, honestly, the only Shrek movie I like is 1. I like 2, it was cool, but I wasn't a huge fan of that plot. Shrek becoming a human and stuff, and Fiona. Yeah, I wasn't a huge fan of it.
Yeah, no, the first one was the best. Hands down, the first one was funny as shit. Like Tony said, I took my kid to go see it, right? And I was dying in the theater. I was like, yo, this shit is funny, man, So, but that's the thing. It's like the humor that we get then, you can't really do the same kind of humor now because people get so offended with shit. It's like, oh, you can't say that. Oh, no, you can't do that. So,
yeah, you can. And mind you, they like a lot of cartoons nowadays still got innuendos, but like some of the jokes in Shrek, they're not going to let fly because it's just gonna be a lot of people complaining about it, and a lot of people can't understand that stuff is made a certain way, but the newer generation seeing it, they're just not going to accept it because it doesn't add up to what they want to see in the modern day society today, which is fine. Mind you, every generation is going to have that, but that's just what it got to be.
I'm just glad I grew up when I did, because if I had to grow up in this generation, I'd be like pissed.
I'm glad. I'm glad. I strictly grew up in '99 to the early 2000s, because at least in the early 2000s, some content was still safe to do.
Yeah,
After 2012, it was over.
yeah.
I
Early
think the younger
2000s.
you are, the better you are, because you have access to all the older things.
Yeah, but the younger generation, like if I show my kids some of the stuff we watch, or he'd be like, "What the hell is this?" You know what I mean? Like, this is what you guys like. So I don't know. They don't really always like the older stuff. At least not my son. My son
Somebody
doesn't.
growing up today has all these MCU movies and shows to watch, so overwhelmed by all of it. That's a good life right
Right,
there.
right. But go back and show them the TV series Incredible Hulk.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know
they
what I
can.
Can't
mean?
watch that.
I watched that. That was a good show.
Yeah.
But
Go watch
a lot of these
the
people
Flash
like
TV show. They'll be
for
like, no.
like chill. We talked about on your stream today. Remember when you said the thing about Werewolf by Night? You know, you didn't like the black and white thing, which I totally understood because I'm not trying to
Really?
watch a lot of black and white movies in the modern day, which is totally fine. Depending
Really? You
on
guys didn't like the black and white in it?
no, I liked it. I was fine with it. I
Oh.
understood it was paying homage to the old school, you know, the Frankenstein.
Yeah, you could have
Uh-huh.
paid homage the first 10 minutes and gave me color for the rest.
Yeah, which and
It
I
didn't
don't fault
bother
them.
me.
Like you know, and I don't fault them because that black and white was specifically for the time because they didn't have color yet. So that's like it was of its time. While it still has a nice aesthetic with certain movies, I don't blame you for that for not wanting to watch it because of that. And mind you, there's a lot of people that think the same way as you because like if I tried to show them the original Frankenstein movie, they're not gonna watch that shit. It's in black and
No,
white.
of course.
They're gonna be like, I ain't watching
But
this shit.
I even watched Justice League in black and white because he had the black and white version. I watched the black and white version. It's good.
I watched like the first 5 minutes. I can do it.
You see, that's because I grew up in the age, where there was still a lot of black and white movies. Not a lot, but they still did some. So
The Boondocks will get canceled in this generation. Yeah, it's
God, I hate that.
the modern day black audience. Well, the kids now they can't handle Boondocks. And the only people from early 2000s on back can handle Boondocks. Now, nah, they're gonna like every black person's ideology on how they look at like Dr. Umar. I imagine someone like Dr. Umar hates Boondocks. Like he hates it. And I understand why.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does.
You couldn't get someone like Dr. Umar to enjoy it.
Yeah, I could agree with that because I don't really enjoy it, to be honest with you. I know a lot of people love that show and it's a classic and this and that, and I'm just like, nah, not for me.
Gosh,
Not for me.
dude.
When we get to those stereotypes shows where they stereotype black people a certain ways and stuff like that, it doesn't sit well with me.
Anzo, but all right, think of Boondocks is like The Simpsons.
Yeah,
That movie, like that show. I just watched the first 3 seasons. That show predicts so much about our
The
society.
Simpsons? Oh no, the Boondocks.
Boondocks, like the R.
Yeah.
Kelly,
Yeah.
shit. Boondocks really predicted and laid out all of that. The protesting, the free R. Kelly billboards and shit. I was like, wow.
Yeah. I was watching a short where they were talking about, I think it was Vlad TV, where it's talking about that, where they were talking about the man purse and all of that, and they said it was a little bit ahead of its time. I'll probably go check it out. I'll check it out.
Remember the Martin Luther episode? And it ended with him.
That was a funny because so in that episode, Martin Luther King was like, was it he was put on like some crowd stasis thingy chill or he didn't? What happened?
Yeah, he never died. He woke up from a coma.
Yeah, he was in a coma. He came back to modern day, and MLK like he was seeing everybody with their pants sagging and stuff. It blew his mind. He started cursing everybody out. He was like, "You niggas and oh." We got hit by water hoses and all this shit, and y'all acting like this. Oh hell no!
Well, I can agree that the hanging their pants down, I can't stand that style. Drives me up a wall. Like
But they
need to
ended
stop
the
sign.
episode with people protesting, and like a revolution happened, and the newspaper said Oprah Winfrey becomes president. It was like a good, hopeful. It kind of predicted year 2020 of just people being motivated, angry. I could have chosen a better example, like the bird flu. The bird, it was a chicken, bird chicken flu, or something like that. Where there was this huge pandemic, and they projected all these deaths, and at the end, it was nothing. It was like, oh, all those projected deaths are not actually death. We're good. Everything's back to normal.
Mm. Yeah, the Simpsons predicted a lot of crap too, man. You know, so yeah, I'll go back and watch some of the shows. I'll check it out. I've seen a few episodes, and I think that because I was like a big R. Kelly fan, one of the first episodes I seen was the R. Kelly episode, and I was like, "Yo, man, fuck you guys, man, making fun of R. Kelly like that. Fuck you." I think it not put a sour taste in my mouth, you know. So
And today, you feel
Also,
like it was warranted.
did you hear the I didn't get to listen to all of it, but did you hear most of that new R. Kelly album that just secretly randomly dropped?
I listened to some of it, but did you see he did an interview from prison saying he had nothing to do with it being put out?
Oh no, I didn't even see that.
Yeah. Yeah, he said he had nothing to do with him putting out the album. He's like,
Probably
I would never put out an album called I Admit, so he says.
probably somebody from his well, does he own his masters or does he
Well, he don't own his masters for his old stuff, but since he's not signed with anybody, he can do it, put it out, you know what I mean? You could go and take that album online and you can use any song you want from it and you won't get copyright struck.
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody from his camp leaked that.
Yeah,
Or probably one of his faithful followers. It was probably one of the women that's like his faithful followers that come up, and it was like, Kelly, I'm trying to free you. I'm trying to free you, and he was telling her on that phone, you better not put that shit out. What you talking about?
Wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me. Or would surprise me if, industry did it. They had maybe some like tracks that they never put out, and they put it out there to see if people would still listen to his music.
Yeah.
And supposedly people will still listen to his music. It's funny because he's supposed to be canceled, but I go on TikTok and they're using his songs. Like, I'm like, wait, isn't R. Kelly canceled? Like, how are you guys using his song? Like, you don't want no one, you can't play it on the radio. Spotify took all of his shit down, but yet you guys are using it on TikTok videos? Interesting.
That's
I mean, TikTok really doesn't like, because they had that EDP 445 dude. Yeah, he had a profile in there. He still has his profile. He'd be live streaming on TikTok and stuff. TikTok.
Oh, yeah. I thought he was done.
Nah, but recently,
you heard about his liver?
Yeah.
Karma. Yeah, he's having liver failure or something like that. So those people are cheering it pretty much.
You're on stream with one of those people. I saw your tweet, K. Dot.
What?
You're talking about Boosie, right?
No, we're talking about EDP.
Oh, I misheard. My bad.
He did mention Boosie earlier, but what was the tweet about Boosie?
Oh,
he got diabetes. Yeah. He's like, pray for me.
Yeah, I mean, but he had, from what I heard, he had diabetes for like years now. So it's like not new, but it's probably in a stage where it's getting worse. Me personally, I do not care. I'm not as emotionally invested. It is what it is, but I don't care that much that he has it because I don't like him as a person. But is
it like R. Kelly where you can't play "Wipe Me Down" all of his old songs?
I never really liked Boosie's music like that. I never liked his voice. It was I like one of his songs, that "Wipe Me Down" song. It's like wipe him down, wipe. I like that song, but I never liked his voice when he rapped.
But why wouldn't you be able to play his songs though? Is he canceled? Boosie's not.
Oh no, I don't. I never liked his music.
Okay, you just never liked.
Yeah, I never liked his music like that. I always hated his voice. He's at it was squeaky. He had like a squeak. It wasn't bad. Here, I'll play a little bit.
Is
What
that
a-
Nerdman right there in the comments rapping and profiling true crime MC?
Maybe it's a probably. Y'all
What
know.
happened?
Could be Nerdman trolling.
What slander are you talking now? Yeah, that's Nerdman. Only Nerdman talks like that. What slander? That's Nerdman.
Tony
We're
says,
actually slandering your DCEU, Nerdman. Oh, that's Boosie.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Wipe me down. Yeah, I don't like that song either, to be honest with you. I'm not a
ouch.
fan.
Yeah, I
What
don't
about
really like it.
INDEPENDENT?
You ain't knowing that. Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, not a fan.
Nerdman, if you want to join, the links in the group chat.
Now he changed his name. He says, yes, it's me.
Yeah, we know it's you, bro.
I'm still skeptical, but yeah, you have a link, so join if it's really you, nerd man. What was his rap name? It was like Wiz Riz, was it?
Oh, I didn't even know.
He had a rap name.
But he did do that MCU rap, which was fire.
If you guys don't know what we're talking about, go to Ashley's stream, a multiverse of madness super review, and he joined to rap about it.
Man,
Yes.
y'all couldn't put a gun to my head and make me rap that MCU nonsense.
We'd have to make a bet. How confident do you feel about this Flash movie? I'll be like, no, it'll make 800 million, and you'd have to bet.
It'll make over 500 billion. That's it.
First off, K-Dot's soft. K-Dot don't make bets. He knows better. K-Dot don't make bets.
Nah, I make bets I know I can get. I make bets I know that I can make happen. I'm not gonna bet on nothing I don't believe. I don't believe it.
So that's why you didn't take the movie making $1 billion. That's why you didn't take that bet, because you knew it wasn't gonna make $1 million, didn't you?
Yeah, you know, I didn't want to take that chance. I didn't want to take it. It made 750. You know, hey, it made more than Man of Steel. You know, the GOAT.
We should make a bet on what's the first film out of the Safran James Gunn.
Ooh, I think
right?
Superman.
I'm betting that Superman movie's gonna. I think it's gonna do more than Man of Steel. I'm not gonna say $1 billion, but I'll say maybe like 800 something million.
So I think the order is Superman, Batman, then Wonder Woman.
Yep,
should be.
That's what I think the order is gonna be.
No Teen Titans. It's way too early.
Yeah, now I'll be
I think
you have to set up Robin
those
first. Dick Grayson.
Yeah.
Sidekick before you get into Titans, because Robin is a founding member of Titans.
So there's a question: does Batman movie finally have a Robin?
I hope James Gunn got to give us a Robin again, because Robin been done bad 3 times in live action. The Nolan movies, Robin, BVS, and those Joe Schumacher Batman movies. That Robin suit was horrible.
BVS had a Robin?
Well, he was dead, but he was there.
Of course he was dead.
His soul was there.
Yeah, Nolan kind of gave us a Robin too.
But what was the point? Oh, you should go by your other name, Robin.
Yeah.
Okay, was there a sequel coming? What were you doing there?
Yeah.
Oh no, so it was, but he was supposed to be like a Batman Beyond type of thing.
Yeah, from what I'm hearing, it wasn't really Dick Grayson Robin or one of Jason Todd Robin. It was just his name was Robin. They said it was like a Easter egg. But like, why you make that Easter egg? Not only do you make that Easter egg, you also Batman gives him the Bat Cave and everything, and then you make an Easter egg that his real name is Robin, but he's not supposed to be Robin.
Yeah, that wasn't
caca.
I have no issue with, like, if you take away that person being named Robin and all that, I would have been totally fine with this person just being some cop. That character should have been built up since Batman Begins if he was going to do that. Like, have somebody take up this Batman's mantle after the movies is done.
Mm-hmm.
That character should have been built up since Batman Begins.
Yeah, it could have been straight up, he takes over the mantle and he becomes Nightwing, right?
Right.
Could have done it like that. I agree. But
shout out Wakanda Forever.
Wakanda Forever. Anzo, didn't you and Ashley have a bet with Nerdman? Yeah, they had a bet.
Yeah, we had the bet. That's why Nerdman had to do the rap. Because Nerdman was wrong, like always. Just remember that, guys. Nerdman is always wrong. So you guys that sit there and say Nerdman speaks facts, he lost the bet. We didn't. I'm just saying. So there's that.
What is the wild card DC announcement?
Green Lantern. Green Lantern or Jason Momoa as Lobo. That's going to excite a lot of people, especially Snyderverse people. Oh,
It's funny because I think like Green Lantern is more popular than Lobo, but yet we already know something about Lobo. We had known nothing about Green Lantern yet. You know what I mean? We had one Green Lantern movie that sucked, and I think he's one of the characters that, they should do a Green Lantern movie, do it properly. He should be one of them.
I'm hoping James Gunn does direct that movie. I think he should handle, because he knows how to bring that cosmic stuff to life. He should definitely handle that Green Lantern movie.
And you could add some comedy into that too, right? That's where the comedy can go into a movie like the Green Lantern movie.
Hal Jordan, I'm guessing.
Certainly.
Well, if you like, if they're going to do it, they're going to do Hal Jordan, not for the first one, but like maybe third or second. They're going to Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart buddy cop movie. That shit need to be funny like Rush Hour. Sorry, that need to be like a Rush Hour type of movie, but Green Lantern. What's good, Nerd Man?
What up, Nerd Man?
I wasn't gonna come on, then I heard Oliver talking his shit again about how. What are you talking about? Every single debate I've had with you, it's just been like bodies dropping on the ground, bro. Bodies,
yours.
Bodies dropping on the ground.
No, I don't think so.
No.
Like I said earlier, I'm like
one thing over me that bet. That was it.
But
everything else I said was right.
Like what?
Well, that you're wrong about everything.
Exactly. At least I can come up with the one thing that you lost on. You can't come up with anything that I lost on, which necessarily means I didn't actually lose any debates with you.
No, it's all good, man. I'm done with this comic book stuff anyway.
Nah, you're not. You're just taking.
No, you're not.
You're taking.
No, you're not.
You'll be back. Trust me. When DC get their shit together, I feel you. They need to. Trust me.
Facts. The minute that Flash
you'll be back
movie
there with
comes
me,
out,
and me, you gonna be.
I'm gonna go and watch the rest of the DC slate that I liked, like the Flash and Shazam. Gonna go watch that. What's the other one? Aquaman. I might miss that one.
Shazam 2. So the last movies for 2023: Shazam 2, Aquaman 2, Blue Beetle, and Flash.
I ain't watching Blue Beetle.
I'll check out Blue Beetle. I know nothing about Blue Beetle, but I'll watch it.
Hey, I'm checking out. They got a guy me Cobra Kai up in that joint. I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
that is a stupid movie if I've ever seen one. That's like basically, Iron Man made a lot of money. What character is like Iron Man that we've got? Oh, Blue Beetle. Yeah,
Blue Beetle is not like Blue Beetle's more like Blue Beetle's more like Venom.
Blue Beetle's more like Venom, and it's not gonna work.
Venom.
Yeah.
No, I know who Venom is. I had no idea who Blue Beetle was until they announced it.
Because all right, Blue Beetle's armor works like a symbiote.
Okay. But I hear he's more like Spider-Man than anything.
I mean, if you're going off like he as a young kid hero, yeah, but that's the only like similarity.
Did you watch the RDC world? You think of Spider-Man, you think of Blue Beetle at the same time. They're the same thing.
Yeah, I did watch that. Yeah.
Is that why you said that? Because they're not.
Oh, that's what they said.
Can you tell me why do you think they're doing Blue Beetle? What reason do you think?
Because
if you were in it, think about where they were pitching Blue Beetle, what do you think they were saying?
Hispanic hero, diversity.
I believe that's true. Yes, I believe that is accurate. But
they did that
young child hero, to relate to the kids.
But wasn't it meant for TV?
Also, possible they could have. Hmm?
It was an HBO Max film turned into a theatrical film when
So I
Zaslav took
hear.
over.
Yeah, so I hear. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
it was supposed to be on HBO Max.
Which
first.
makes sense. I agree with him on that. That if you're gonna put out a movie and spend money on it and it's got a budget and whatever, then you put it in the cinemas.
But if that movie, I'm guessing this movie is probably over
it's
like a
still gonna
little over.
flop.
If it's a little over 100 million, you should put it in theaters so you can see if you can make more back. And with a budget of 100 million, if this makes as much as Shazam 1, it makes profit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I don't think it will.
It's
You
gonna
don't think so?
it's gonna like
No.
mind you, this is DC's first movie about a Hispanic hero. I don't know, mind you, I don't know any other DC movie with a Hispanic hero in the lead.
It
So
doesn't.
when it's the
Yeah,
first
but-
time for something in this, it's going to do. Not saying it's going to do no 500. I'll be shocked if it does 500. But at most, I think it's like 400 something.
But you guys gotta understand, like, even if it's Blue Beetle, and if it's a good movie, it can do it. It can make 500 million. If it's a good movie, it has to be good. I think that's the problem that a lot of these movies is that people don't think they're good.
Yeah.
Black Adam was good, but that one made 300 something.
Right. I think it was good too, but a lot of people that I talk to think it's garbage.
Yeah.
They think
But look, there's some people who like Thor: Love and Thunder this year, but dislike Black Adam for whatever reason.
I have no idea.
When they're literally like damn near the same type of movie. One is better than the other, but like it's the same dumb
it's the same
action
movie,
nonsense.
but with better action.
Black Adam is 10 times better than Thor: Love and Garbage.
Yeah.
It is like you were talking like Godfather against like snakes on a plane. You know what I mean? That's the difference between Black Adam and Thor: Love and Thunder.
If DC did a film with a black woman, I'm asking you, nerd man, you go with Vixen or you go with Nubia?
Vixen
Or someone else?
Vixen.
Freak Nubia.
No, you don't do.
I mean,
Nubia.
as much as it's
you could have Nubia in a Wonder Woman movie, but no.
I think it's Vixen too.
Yeah, because I mean Nubia, she cool. He's another black Amazon, but there's a bunch of black Amazons
But
already.
like before, I would have said like around the time Black Panther came out, I would have said definitely do Vixen. But now you can't do that. You have to hit with the heavy hitters straight away. If they're rebooting this thing, reboot it and hit with the heavy hitters: Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman.
Well, you can do
Lantern.
you can do a Vixen movie, but you have to introduce it like
but
you have to not like
introduce her in another movie. Introduce
Right.
her in a like a Wonder Woman movie or something like that. But
Yeah,
gotta introduce it like T'Challa in Civil War.
yeah, it's just they need to do a connective universe. Hope that people will not associate it with DC. They've got a lot to do. They need to hope that people don't associate it with the shambles that DC has been, because people have completely, you can see from Black Adam's box office, people have completely lost interest in the DC product.
I agree.
What I would
Even
do is
when-
utilize streaming. I would have a whole series of, I don't know what you would call it, but like Amanda Waller talk. And you just start with your Amanda Waller. It won't be Viola Davis, but it'll be somebody looking like this is a hero. And some new employees are going to be like, who's that hero? Well, what you need to know. And then it just words everything about the hero. It lasts for like 25 minutes. And it's an entire episode talking about the hero. You might cut away to see the hero get the whole origin. And everything before the movie is there. You want to know more about this character? HBO Max.
That's what I'm hoping they do for the X-Men. Like they have like 1 hour Disney Plus specials, like the Werewolf by Night, doing a Cyclops origin, Storm origin. Then we get to the movie. We get to the movie. Origins out the way. Boom.
They need to
build up before they can do that, but they should utilize that.
And Kata, I'm asking for something even more simpler. Just give me exposition. It doesn't have to be pretty, and I don't need flash and substance the way Werewolf by Night was an actual show with a plot. Just have somebody talk and just say, "This is you. This is what happened to you. This is how it happened." Actually, that's not really how it went. Just have a guy talk, and I'm good with that. If you want to cut away with some B-roll footage of the events actually happening, yeah, okay, I'll take that too.
I agree. I don't think we really need origin stories anymore. You know what I mean? You can give us an explanation or something like that, and then get on with it. Because most people know pretty much the origins. I mean, the X-Men are pretty different because there's a lot of them. A lot of people won't know, but you get into the school, and maybe they have a class and they're showing the powers.
I
Oh,
mean,
Yeah.
look, only thing I want from the X-Men movie, or the X-Men series for the MCU, I just want to see Wolverine bully Cyclops like the X-Men '90s show. That's all I want to see.
I
Um,
just don't want them to center these movies around Wolverine anymore.
no,
That's what
exactly.
I don't want. I don't want them
Yeah.
centering them around Wolverine.
Dang,
I
I
want
mean,
Wolverine there, but I just see
Yeah.
he doesn't need to be the center of it. Like there's
No, he
Gambit,
doesn't.
Rogue.
Right.
They need to diversify a bit, like with the stories they tell, because
I agree.
that's what built the X-Men. I was saying this from back in the day, like, and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, like Wolverine, it's awesome because it's got Wolverine like doing everything," and I'm like, "Dude, it's gonna collapse if you keep doing this. It's just it's
hmm
boring."
hmm
You know,
Because you have so many good characters, and every single one of them was pretty much sidelined to Wolverine. You know
yeah.
what I mean? I'm like, no, I don't like that. I don't like that either.
That's what I think. That's why it tanked, man. Because the most exciting movie
I
after,
asked
let's
for it,
say,
Josh.
X
I'm the
Two
movie
was
that
actually
asked
X
for it.
Men First Class. That was, I think, to this day, I think that's my favorite X Men movie. Is First Class.
First Class is okay for me, but I think, well, Logan is my favorite, and then it would be Days of Future Past.
Hmm.
I
I like
recently,
Days of Future Past. It's
I
another
re-
It's another Wolverine show. I just like,
It
all
is.
right.
It
I
is.
mean,
But
Days of Future Past is, Wolverine is leading it. I'd say that's more so an X-Men movie because like Wolverine doesn't because Wolverine's just replacing
Kitty Pryde.
Kitty Pryde. He literally just replacing her, and
hmm
Right.
he doesn't have that much impact like you would expect on the film. Like I honestly, you could have put Cyclops in that position, and he wouldn't even impact the story that much in the context of that movie.
I
Because
don't know what you mean by that.
there was other things that impacted like Professor X harder in that movie than anything Wolverine said or did.
Right.
He was
And
just there,
and
he was just there to deliver a message and get them on the path to, fix the timeline.
and the reason why I like
No,
it
but
too is
it was
because I
just
think
who was in it? It was just like Magneto,
Magneto,
Magneto, Professor
Professor
X,
X,
Beast
and
was in
Wolverine
it.
was basically what they'd done over and over
No,
and over
Beast
again. It
too.
was always exploring Professor X and Magneto's relationship with Wolverine as the star. That was it. All of the movies are
Yeah,
like that. Just
but you
like
see the thing with what Days of Future Past did well is that each person had like billing. You know what I mean? Each person had their own. Like it wasn't just strictly Wolverine. Wolverine. You got to sit with
who else was
Professor
in it?
X for a bit. You got to sit with Rogue. Not Rogue. Mystique for a bit. You got to sit with.
Who gives a shit about Mystique? That's what I'm talking about. It's
No,
like
I know, but what I'm saying is it wasn't like if you go watch the first X-Men movie, right? Wolverine's in like every scene. The second one, Wolverine's in like every scene. But at least in this one, I think they did a better job of giving other cast members more things to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so. I think it was pretty much a normal day at the office
Because
for the
look,
movie.
at
It was
the end
like
of Futures Past, like in the
it's
final
like
act, Wolverine gets thrown out the final act.
Yeah.
He
hmm
literally gets thrown. He's not even. He doesn't end the
Yeah.
conflict. It
hmm
was mainly focused around
who ends
Mystique,
the conflict?
Professor
Who
X,
ends the conflict?
Magneto.
It's basically Jean Grey, isn't it?
He wasn't in the movie.
No, Jean Grey was in it. Jean Grey is
I
only.
can't remember. Honestly, the
It,
movie is so.
so what happens? What happens is Mystique is going to kill the
Peter
little
Dinklage's
short dude.
character.
You think, yeah. Um, and then they go underground with the president. Magneto pulls it up. No, it's Magneto that's gonna do it. kill them, and then she stops Magneto from killing them, and Professor X does his thing to him, races his mind. But at one point, Wolverine gets shot into the water and gets that metal bar
Thing.
locked
Yeah,
in him.
I
Yeah,
know.
and he's stuck in the water for a long time. So
Damn.
No,
Yeah,
I agree with that.
just try to
Just
set
saying
up
that at the day,
striker.
it's the same. It's just characters. It's not. They don't. It was one of the things that always annoyed the X-Men movie was that they have the other characters. They didn't show.
yeah, no, I agree with you.
Always like I never really understood why everyone X-Men 3. I didn't think it was good, but I was like, it's pretty much damn near the same as the first two. Like, I didn't see this huge drop off that everyone else saw. It's just a continuation of the same bullshit. I didn't get it. At least they showed a couple of different mutants' powers. Like some villains had interesting powers. It was just stupid, man. Like there was that thing where, what was it? They did the same with Age of Apocalypse as well. Like Magneto's trying to collect all the most powerful mutants, and then he gets some guy who can just turn into a hedgehog, or he gets Toad.
Oh, you're talking
And it's
about
like,
X-Men.
How is he one of the most powerful mutants? Like what are we doing here?
Nerd man, look, even though their powers was whack, they did have heart. You know, Magneto was probably looking for heart. He needed that heart on his team. And you know, he had to get a dude.
Guy?
Yeah, he had heart.
You obviously don't have a Sega Genesis, Sega Mega Drive. Because Sonic the Hedgehog, you get it?
Because of Sonic the Hedgehog, yeah.
What was the name of the system in
Sega Genesis.
But in Europe, it was a different name, wasn't it?
But it was stupid. Like it was the same thing with X-Men Age of Apocalypse. I'm like, Apocalypse, why are you getting a guy? Like I've never to be fair, it is in the comics as well, but I've never understood why he gets Archangel. Like why? he can only fucking he has a wing. He can't even fly by himself. Like he has wings that could be injured.
Apocalypse was garbage. That movie was garbage.
He gave him metal wings.
Yeah, but
Look,
all the mutants you can get, that's the one. You get Storm and fucking Archangel. Are you kidding me? Magneto
Archangel was one of his 4 horsemen at one point, though. So that's comic book accurate.
No, I'll give them that. But I've always had a problem with it in general. Like they should have either given Archangel more powers, and then it would have made sense that Apocalypse goes after him. Maybe it could have given him super strength or something. I don't know, but like just to have him have wings and that's it. It's kind of
I feel you. I wish they would do the Age of Apocalypse storyline from the comic. I wish they would do that. That would be fire for me.
I'll pass on that. They keep revisiting that. Like there's a new comic this month, The Sins of Sinister, and it's exactly what Age of Apocalypse was. I'm tired. I'm Age of Apocalypse out. And to Olivia Munn, who played Psylocke that you just had on the screen, I respect her so much. Hearing her talk about how it was on set of Age of Apocalypse, of X-Men Apocalypse, she's the best.
Why? What did she say?
She was the best in that suit.
She was like informed. She was telling them about the character, why you need to cast, or not cast, but the Betsy
Why
Braddock.
you need to cast a fully Asian woman? Because isn't she half white?
She's maybe that's what made her perfect for the role.
Because I swear isn't Psylocke? She's Asian, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
like,
it's complicated.
I know she's Asian, but like she's fully Asian. Why is Olivia Munn playing her?
I think isn't Olivia Munn the Asian? What is she?
She's half Asian.
Yeah. But the character that you think is Japanese had her brain swapped with. We can hear you crunching, Anzo, big time.
Oh shit! I thought I was muted. My bad.
The Betsy Braddock is the sister.
This is how
the sister of Captain Britain.
Sorry, go on.
My bad. No, it's all good. Like there's a lag, so I thought you were done. So I started and then you started. I forget what I was saying. Can we just read Cornelius' chat? He says, and why is a Mexican, I think that's what Oscar Isaac is, playing an ancient African Egyptian? That Age of Apocalypse omnibus is fire.
Yeah, I don't know why they had him, but yeah.
Guys, I'm not offended by that. I'm alone on this island. If your skin tone happens to be matching, I don't care if you're an Arab, African from North Africa. I don't care. You're Latino, cool. You look the part. Black Adam can play Kondak. I don't care. I need The Rock.
Yeah, even though The Rock did look like Black Adam, he's not. Well, he is part black.
Like Egyptian. Sound like him though.
Yeah, some Egyptians.
That was a straight up American accent, bro.
In Africa, Dwayne Johnson is part black, meaning he's part
everything.
African. His ancestors come from Africa, so
he's Samoan. We can do it as long as you look the skin tone. That's all I care about. But again, everyone I've ever spoken to about this, they seem to go, no, it's got to be to his roots. It's got to be the same thing. And I go, whatever. Like, did it matter to me that the Wakandans were not from Africa? Some of them were born in Britain, USA. I don't care. Is their skin tone dark? All right, you're qualified. Now, if someone's skin tone wasn't dark enough, then I'd go, that's weird. Because you guys are supposed to be next to the equator.
I knew it. I was waiting for it to happen.
Oh no, you got me.
T'Challa shit again. This guy calls me up and goes, can I do a video on why T'Challa is important to the world? And shit. I'm like, what are you talking about, man?
You guys,
no, I would have done it for you, but like I just don't care enough. I didn't know. You know, it's like yes, I would do it for you, but like again, it's like I think you want genuine kind of people, you know, who genuinely care. So I
genuinely care.
Yeah, man, Nerdman would have got there saying, man, I don't know why I'm here talking about this MCU bullshit, but I'll just say this: recast T'Challa.
There we go.
He gonna keep it. That's
they did recast him, guys.
And who did they recast him with?
They should have recast him before he died. That's the thing, because
like
he wasn't good. I'm sorry.
The kid is not his son.
He didn't look like T'Challa.
But that's a lie they tell you, because it's the thing. That T'Challa son, hear me out. That is Nakia's Haitian husband, her secret Haitian husband's son. That and she just told T'Challa. And mind you, she had Haitian husband one time. T'Challa and her was together. So she was like, "Oh, this your baby. This your baby." He was like, "I believe you."
Hey, that Haitian child support doesn't hit the same. You needed that Wakandan resources.
Facts. I don't blame her. Shit.
She'll get it.
That's that endless supply of money. What is a dude from
so
Haiti?
What do you think is going to happen with the Black Panther franchise now?
Oh, it's going to go downhill.
What Black Panther franchise? But,
I personally don't care about it no more. But I mean, it's still making money. So,
is it? How much did it make in the end? Did it do a bill?
It was
over, it didn't hit $1 billion yet, but it's over 800 million.
I got the page up right here. Wakanda Forever made 824.
I guess it might have a chance to make $1 billion, but once February,
that's how the MCU likes to do it. They like to cheat, bro. They just put their shit in cinemas until it hits $1 billion. I remember they.
That's the average. That's the average, because most movies be out for like 2 to 3 months. Most movies, especially if the studio has money to keep it in theaters.
Get it out of cinemas, man.
It's in theaters for 58 days, and yesterday it made 900 million, which means on a Friday, if you're making 900 million, that's about time you start
900 million.
Excuse me, yeah, 900,000. My bad.
I mean, Nerman, I'm there with you, man. Get that Wakanda Forever out of theaters, though. I'm with you. Get it out now, like today.
Well, they go by the week, right? So if it makes 900,000 in a week, then it's time to take it out. But if you check the week, how much did it make for that week? Because if it's still making over $2 million a week, yeah, you can keep it in one or two
on
theaters.
Thursday, look, on Thursday it was only 586. So it you know, because of the weekend things increased, but they know that this is about when it's done. That new Megan movie, which somebody just asked us about it. Sean Franklin, did you see Megan? That I saw the trailer for it right after I was done streaming with you guys. Perp made me watch it. Damn, that looks interesting, and I gotta see that. That thing is gonna be crazy popular.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh,
That's the competition.
Megan's about to make. It's not gonna make like bang bang, but it's about to make money because that budget for it was 12
This is how
million.
the MCU fans do it, though. Have you seen this? So they sensed that one of their movies was in trouble, so they all started going to the movie like 10 weeks later and shit, just to make sure it gets to the we've got another $1 billion.
Well, you know what that shows, Nerd Man?
Yeah,
that
I know.
MCU fans support their movies a lot more than DC fans do.
Exactly, and I respect that. I respect that because
I want there
DC
to not be
fans are
a
bunch
difference.
of fucking childlike morons, man. I can't like. It's just like if they. I was saying this the other day. If a DC fan, right, like, basically dislikes a movie, but everyone else, there's a huge contingency of people who like that movie. They still think like they still try and like make it out like, oh, it was a failure or something like that, and that's on their own product. That's on the films that as part of their universe. Like they'll be like Shazam, oh, shouldn't have been made. It was a mistake. It's like, but loads of people like it,
and not only did
like.
It made money. It didn't make a lot of money, but it made money. I think it was a low budget movie.
And people liked it. It was a critical success. A lot of its failure, I think, was down to, I'm going to be honest, I think people didn't like Aquaman that much. And I think when they saw Aquaman, it kind of put them off, going to see Shazam. But that's just my theory.
I think it's Zachary Levi. I don't think he was.
You mean Aquaman did $1 billion?
Yeah.
No, but Aquaman made $1 billion mainly in Asia, mainly in China.
Is that right?
Look at the box office, and that was because like it's just.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. But it still did $1 billion. The interest for it was there. That shows the engagement.
No, but it made less than $1 billion it made less than Wonder Woman in Europe and America.
I think
you see what I'm saying?
I
don't know why the Asian market was like so like big. It wasn't Asian. It was China.
China gave it 291 million. That is a crazy amount. Now the domestic for Aquaman was only 335. That's a lot of money, but 335 million from the domestic. Yeah.
So 800 million internationally about?
No, I don't think it was that. I think it was. Where did you get that figure from?
Box Office Mojo. If you can share my screen, if you want to, I can show you it.
Go ahead, share it.
Okay. So this is Aquaman, as you can see.
Right.
And
how much did it make in Asia?
China says 291.
291, which is a lot.
Sure 39.
Is. Okay, maybe I was wrong about
South Korea, 39 million, so it was a success there.
Yeah,
I shouldn't say that so confidently. I actually don't know what is normal for South Korea, so I don't know. I have no idea if that's good or bad. Let's see. You said Europe, yeah?
Yeah, but if you notice most of these, but if you notice most of these
let's compare that to Wonder Woman's box office.
But if you notice, most of these superhero movies make more money internationally than they do domestically.
Yeah,
like that's normal.
The first Wonder Woman, that did make a lot of domestic, 412.
So about even.
Did it go to China?
Yeah, it did. Even.
But the Chinese were not feeling Wonder Woman. They only gave it 90.
Exactly. China don't support women like that.
But you see, Wonder Woman was
a Wonder Woman. Go down to UK. curious about UK and all.
You lot have provided 28 million. It's about the same as
28
Aquaman.
million.
You dumb, you
That was quite a
y'all
lot.
gave us freaking chump change. Freaking UK. I thought y'all had it. Y'all. Dang it, nerd man.
Yo, France
No,
is
but
worse. France gave
that's
less.
quite high.
I think Canada's probably less than that too.
We're considered domestic.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about even with the domestic and international earnings for Wonder Woman.
Uh-huh.
Actually, like, see how much Canada actually gave to Wonder Woman, and I probably think it's less than 29.
You know what film we are going to give money to? Wolverine. Hey.
Well, I don't know, man. Those Wolverine movies put a bad taste in people's mouth, man. Except for Logan, you know.
Tastes
Logan
like
is
poutine to me.
Yeah, well,
The only appealing thing from those movies was Hugh Jackman as Wolverine himself.
yeah, it was good. There was a lot of good stuff in Logan, but other than that, yeah, the Wolverine and Wolverine, those movies were ass. They were garbage, man.
Like that is so backwards. You don't like. There's other trilogies that done that, but the first two movies suck so bad. But the last movie is honestly just
The best one.
That is crazy.
Mm-hmm. I don't think I've ever seen that.
I actually find Logan a little bit boring. To be fair, I think it's a good movie, but I find it a little bit overrated. To be honest,
you wouldn't be Hot Takes Tuesdays if you didn't.
You know you know why I think I liked it so much is because when I seen the trailer, I thought it was gonna be garbage. I was like, this is gonna be like some Thelma and Louise type of movie where these two people are just traveling, trying to get away from me. I was like, no, I don't want to see this crap. And then when I seen it, right, that first opening scene, I was like, okay, this is interesting. All right, let me see where this goes. A few
Don't
things I didn't
celebrate
like
Black
about it,
Panther.
but
I didn't like the mutant kids though. I thought that was a little bit boring. It was like
when they went to the kid
powers, tree powers. It was like, come on, guys.
You're talking about Oscar, Hector, Delilah.
Oscar,
Yeah.
Hector, Delilah.
Yeah. I can see that. That part kind of, was like, man.
Aquaman and Shazam having a movie is hugely says by itself, but also they made money. Holy shit, the wild success stories by itself, but also they made money. I mean, Shazam made enough to make profit. They make do crazy numbers, but they made enough to make profit.
So does Shazam 2 do better?
Shazam was miles better than Aquaman, and I wish they had have put Shazam out in Christmas and Aquaman, but
not Shazam. Wait.
I'm glad Aquaman made so much money. I'm glad it has a fan base. I don't think it was a complete as I thought. Like in terms of the visuals, it was amazing.
Came out in April.
But like I just thought it didn't hang together like that well. To be honest,
you know what's funny though? When you think about the slate, right? When you talk about the movies that they announced, did you think that Aquaman was gonna be the one to make $1 billion? You know what I mean? Like I don't think anybody thought that. And
maybe the trailer changed some minds. Can I cock to Big Bro? Big Bro said Black Panther 1 made more in China than Wonder Woman, but Captain Marvel made 154 million in China, and Black Panther only made 105 million. So I'm not giving any credit to China. You guys should have came for Black Panther, and I know exactly why you didn't. China.
Oh yeah, for sure. We see the poster for Black Panther in China, and they have his mask on his face. You know what I mean? So
China saw that. China saw that first trailer, like,
they ain't down with us, boy. They ain't down with us.
China said, "Oh, dog, come on." I guarantee you, the China cut of Black Panther, even when he's not in a suit, he's wearing a helmet. There's a CGI helmet on his head in the China cut of that movie.
I would love to see that because that would be funny as hell if they did that.
I guarantee that scene when T'Challa is in the snow, freezing, you see his body, but the snow's covering majority of it, and he just has on a helmet for no reason.
But to be honest with you, though, China, like they only like those robot movies for some reason, man. Like those, like the Transformer movies and stuff. They make crazy money out there in China. I think Pacific.
That's why I'm saying I Aquaman did so well in China because of that, because it was just like big spectacle.
Yeah, China likes the spectacle. They love that stuff because I mean they're Asians.
Well, was Endgame? Did Endgame go to China? How much did that do in China if it did?
I think it made 600 million. I think it was something crazy
What?
like that.
Okay, that would make sense though.
What made what?
Endgame.
Avengers Endgame in China.
Oh yeah, it made a lot of money.
Yeah, 632.
Yeah, that would make
Wolverine
sense.
is awesome. Dude blows up a tractor to kill all the ninjas attacking him with a unlit cigarette cigar in his mouth. The explosion dies away. The cigar was lit to serve the awards.
I am sorry. Aggressively relaxing. The Wolverine is ass. That movie is garbage. They fucking destroyed Gambit. I don't even want to call him Gambit.
No, that was Origins. He's talking about the second one. Origins one that had Gambit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Gambit was in the first one. Okay, yeah. The second one was where he went to China. Yeah, that was still trash.
That was trash.
That movie was boring.
Anyone care to correct him? You get a second chance. Where did they go, Onzo?
It may be one of the only superhero movies I haven't been able to get through completely.
Because we're talking about China, that's why. But yeah, Japan. Yeah, it was garbage. I didn't like it.
It was with
Silver Surfer was Silver Surfer? No, not Silver Surfer. Samurai. Silver Samurai was garbage.
You know what's weird though? I kind of like those Fantastic Four movies.
Oh, stop it!
I like
those first two. Every time I watch them, I'm like, this is cool.
They're bad, but there's something about them.
I like Fan Stick better than both of them.
Wow.
No, I'm joking. I said I like Fan Stick better than both of them, but no, I was joking. I liked the way the Thing looked in Fan Stick better than he looked in the first two.
What up, eyes?
But what they did with Doom and stuff was garbage.
That was terrible.
It was garbage.
It was so bad it was funny. It was just like, what is going on?
They made a huge mistake. Like I always say, I don't care about the race bending stuff, but making Johnny adopted or the Sue adopted, that should have just went all out and made her black too, if that's what you were gonna do.
Yeah, that whole adopted thing was weird. I'm like, that's his actual biological sister. Like,
yeah.
I get it. You you want to have some diversity on here, but you might as well make them all black. Like, you know,
wasn't their dad black though?
The dad was black. Yeah, she was adopted. Yeah,
that was black. She was adopted. I was like, but that's his biological sister.
But you see, this is the thing that I like when you're talking about doing this stuff. Like, where does that come up? Like, hey, let's make Johnny Storm black because we got Michael B. Jordan. He's a good actor. We could do that. But you know what? We'll make Sue adopted. Yeah, let's do that. Like, where does that come from? Like,
I have an answer for you. It is a quota. There's literally a chart, a pie graph, of we need to cover all of this or else we're racist. We don't want to be a racist, so we're gonna do that. And to them, I would say, make your Fantastic Four all white.
Michael B. Jordan in it, like, to be honest.
To them, I would say make all your Fantastic Four cast white. That's cool. Good for you. Now, I ask you, Studio Fox, create a movie with a black cast and give it the budget that you gave Fantastic Four. And I'll say, oh, that's even. They're not racist because they give $200 million to a Fantastic Four movie. They can give $200 million to a Michael B. movie where he's playing a superhero.
Why don't we make our own movies?
I see. I hear what you're saying.
That's the first thing. We should make our own movies. But anyway,
my thing is,
let's actually digest that. Okay, actually go Onzo, then I'll talk to our nerd man.
Yeah, I was just gonna say you're saying that they're actually like trying to hit that diversity button, right? But you could have made Sue black too, right? And then you keep that family dynamic there, their real biological sister, and you have the rest of the cast white. Like the rest of Fantastic Four was white. So why they decided to make Sue white and not Storm?
I honestly think, Onzo, I think we're being a little bit too cynical about this because Michael B. Jordan was in that guy's first movie.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. If you want to,
what's it called? It's like the one where it's like Chronicle? A superhero movie, but like they have a camera. Or
Chronicle.
Yeah.
he was in that movie, and that guy directed it, and I think he probably just wanted Michael B. Jordan in his movie.
And
Fine.
that's
So
fine.
why
I
not make the
understand that.
sister
But
black?
Sister
I don't
Black,
think
that's
it
my
was like
question.
some quote thing like you guys. It might have.
No.
They might have been like happy about it. They might have been like, "Yeah, that's
No, I
great."
agree with you. I agree with you, Nirman. I think they just wanted Michael B. Jordan to play Johnny Blaze, right? But I'm saying if you're going to do that, then why not just make the sister black? You still have Reed Richards, who's white. You still have Ben, who's white. So you could do that. But why not make the sister black? That's where I think.
And to
Yeah,
be fair,
it was like it was like
he was the best thing in the movie, by the way.
Yeah.
like it was because as a person who didn't want to see a black Human Torch, all right, so okay, you're gonna make Human Torch black, fine. Make the sister black too if you're gonna do that. Like make the whole family black.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you have no problem with race swaps, let's keep things consistent. Why you didn't do that? Because the way that you think about things is like, oh, we tolerate the blacks over there. Can't give them too much black.
Because when you just make them like they're adopted now. Like, okay, who knows when she did get adopted? Because it's like that matters on how their dynamic is as brother and sister. You know, because you don't have that dynamic because they're biological siblings is totally a different dynamic than adopted siblings. It's not saying they can't have a bond. I have adopted sisters, but you know it's different.
Like them as much. What are you trying to say?
No, it's not as a blood bond is not as strong as a blood bond, and a bond between two adopted people is not as it's not always as strong.
It's not always true.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's always true, but you know that
majority,
that blood connection,
majority.
That blood connection.
No, it completely depends on the family, dude. You can't say that.
All right, let me ask a question. A woman gives birth to a child. She gives birth to a child, and then she adopts some kid. Now, let's say her child she gave birth to died. Compared to the child that's adopted, I'm telling you this: she's gonna cry way harder for that blood child that she gave birth to. That's true. To push out.
I really don't know that's true. It could be. It completely depends.
Some parents be having favorites. Not saying all parents, but some parents say.
Yeah, it could be, but I think that especially depending on what age you adopt the child at.
Like I said, all that it depends.
You know what I mean? You're gonna be like,
this is still my child. It could be just as devastating. But I think also if you're talking about like she has a child, right, and within a year she adopts a child, and like within the first 2 years of their life, like the biological or the adopted one dies, then maybe there might still be that instinct, but that instinct of maternal instinct will grow even for an adopted child after a period of time, like 20 years, like or 30 years, and then the kid dies. That will be devastating to it. By then that bond is formed.
Right, I agree.
But making them adopted siblings, that was unnecessary.
I agree.
I agree with that. But like a lot of Hollywood,
that was unnecessary.
I think I said that when I first heard it. I'm like, why not just go all out? If that's what you're gonna do, just go all out. Make the sister black too. You know what I mean? I think it's because the sister and Reed Richards were gonna end up having a relationship, and maybe they didn't want to do the interracial relationship thing.
Oh no! If it's because I noticed it. If it's a black man and a white woman, they're less inclined to do it compared to a black woman with a white man.
Natural black woman is desirable. But that brings back to what Nerdman started. Why don't we support our own? The question, Nerdman Studios doesn't exist.
Recently, and you guys were talking your shit about it on that fucking stream. Like, were you there? I think you had some fucking.
You're a robot.
I thought it was my internet.
No,
you're choppy.
I've never. You're talking about like K dots. You as well talking crap. Like the basically saying that why aren't they presenting our people's kings and queens and royalty and all of this kind of stuff that film does? It's like every making about it literally is what the film does.
Bro's laughing at his own jokes and everything. We cannot make out words. You're telling K that's something. What are you telling him, nerd man?
Yeah.
Yeah, when you was cutting out. Say it again.
So basically,
Like
you guys were talking a bunch of shit about the Woman King, going, why
I
are
was
all our
talking about the
movies
woman.
about
I ain't seen
slavery?
the movie
Why are they not presenting us as kings and queens and all of this kind of or as badass? And I'm like, did you watch the fucking movie? Because if you watch the movie, that's precisely what they do. They present the royalty. They present like like the society, what it was like. They address all of the slavery things, like like ourselves as slaves. All of it is fucking dealt with, and it's like you just you bought into the fucking bullshit, man. You bought into the anti.
I didn't. Hey, whoa! I didn't talk smack about no Woman King.
And you know what the problem is, Nerd Man? I think a lot of people had an issue with the fact that it was called the Woman King and not like the Woman Queen. And I was like, yeah, but they explained that in the movie
as well.
You know what I mean? So
even in the film, they explain that. To be fair, the title should have been better. They could have called it something else. I don't know. Like,
I think the Woman King attracts ears. I think when you hear Woman King, I think that makes up. But my beef though, Nerd Man, I would disagree. I would say that when finally Sony gives $50 million of a budget to a film with a black cast, it has to feature slavery, even if they weren't slave owners, even if yada yada yada. Why the hell are we always going back in time and seeing that? Why can't we just have Star Wars?
What are you talking about? It features slavery. What are you saying right now? It was about their battle against colonialism.
Right, and I don't
the
want
Woman
that.
King is about a battle against colonialism and them. It's not showing the slaves.
Slavery.
It's showing the
how about just escapism?
Who were fighting the slaves, and it's not like like the typical thing where it's like a white dude is like the white savior kind of character thing. It's actually black.
I'm not trying to say that the white savior. But the problem is, like, if you think of the movies that are out right now, like the Megan movie, it's got nothing to do with the skin tone of anybody. It's more so just about, if you guys, I'm going to talk about the trailer. There's a daughter, parents died, gets this doll called Megan to keep it company. That has nothing to do with race and anything. And that's only a $12 million budget. But it's crazy how, like, movies that get made that have to feature black people, it's got to be in the past, in the 1800s, which, whether or not it's a slave movie, it's features slaves.
Like real quick, recently I watched Jordan Peele's Nope. Mind you, it features a black cast in it. That movie's good.
No, it's not.
I was more interested in Nope than the Woman King.
It's not good, but
it's not amazing. But I thought Nope was good.
Did you watch The Woman King? K-Dots.
Not yet. I'm not that.
You see, you didn't watch it. Yeah,
I'm gonna watch it, but I'm not that interested because the concept.
It's literally.
But you see,
I don't think it's gonna be. Hold up. I don't think it's gonna be bad, and I don't think it's gonna be good.
White neckbeards.
Who come on
and start telling you what opinion on the movie. Like you literally.
Yeah, because I want to ask. I want to ask him, man. So, what's the concept that you're not interested in? You're saying you don't want it. You're not interested because of the concept.
I mean, it even taking place at that time where we had white people coming over to Africa trying to invade and take over and take our resources, all that. Like, I'm at the point. I had enough of it at the moment. I still want to see that stuff at some point, but I want to see us as black people in like a sci-fi movie, like Avatar or something.
Okay, so I can agree with that 100%.
I don't like me personally.
Black movies.
I don't have I'm not of the mind of the people. Like, for example, I'm gonna name a name, something corner or whatever, bashing the movie like, oh, it's inaccurate. Oh, like, no, I don't care if it's accurate. I'm not of that opinion with this movie.
Basically, do you like Gladiator?
Yeah,
I know where you're going.
I like Gladiator.
Okay, so they made a black Gladiator.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you didn't go and watch it.
Pretty much.
On-
Pretty much.
What Nerdman is trying to tell you is that historical inaccuracy is common even in the white movies, and so it's
I
the
know.
same
No,
concept.
that's
Yeah,
not
it
what I'm
is.
trying to tell you. I'm trying
Oh, my
to tell
bad.
you the movie, if I was to compare the movie to any other movie, it would be Gladiator. And that's, I don't, personally, I'll be honest, I don't think it's as good as Gladiator.
No, of
I
course.
think it's damn near close, but I think there's things like Joaquin Phoenix in Gladiator just makes it a little bit better. But essentially, that's what the movie is. It's like fucking
But-
Gladiator in Africa.
But I'll say this, Nerdman. Nobody in Gladiator acted better than Viola Davis in that movie. She put it down in that movie.
Oh, Viola Davis was amazing, but she didn't have
Yeah.
a great villain like Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah, no, I agree. I agree.
That's where I'm like,
Which
Yeah.
they could have given
Gladiator.
her a good.
Hell yeah.
in terms
They
of
could have given her a
action, in
really
terms-
good villain if they had went a little bit farther with what happened to her in the movie and made that guy like the main villain. That would have been interesting too. You know what I mean? He was the one she was going after, but they could have did more with him.
Do you realize, guys, that the main villain isn't even white? The main villain in that movie isn't even white, dude.
Yeah.
It's a black person.
Mhm.
Black on black
So
crime.
it's like I don't know. It's just like I don't mind if you can just say I'm wrong. I was wrong about it. It's like it's fine. I don't understand what the.
I'm not saying I was right or wrong. I haven't seen the movie.
You know what? I judged the book by its cover, and I was fucking wrong. Because if you watch the movie, you'll see that you were fucking wrong. It's
Mhm.
bullshit. Okay, yes, it has slavery as like there's a backdrop of that, but you know, Gladiator had like
A backdrop of slavery.
the gladiator, the gladiatorial trials or whatever. That's just fucking part of history. You know
And
what
they
I'm
were
saying?
slaves.
It's like
They
I'm
were
not saying every black movie should be like that, but like when a movie that is really good, there's that stars one of our the actresses we should be proudest of, because as I said, she is damn near probably the best actor in
Female
fucking
act-
Hollywood
yeah,
at the moment.
I agree 100%.
And we don't support her. We don't go out and go, yes, this is our sister. You know, like we should support that shit. I don't understand it. If she starts making every single movie like that, then I'll be like, okay, now you're taking the piss. But she doesn't. She varies her movies, and this was her big chance to, you know, like break out to another level, and we just fucking dropped her.
Yeah, I agree.
Look, until the Oscars gives Angela Bassett an Oscar, I am not supporting any black slave-based movie that's Oscar bait.
What?
Until Angela Bassett gets an Oscar, I'm not supporting any black slave-based from Hollywood.
You're talking about gets an Oscar for Wakanda Forever?
Anything. I guarantee. Hey,
Yeah, but you can't.
I guarantee you this. If Angela Bassett did a slave movie today, she'll get it. She would have got an Oscar for it.
Yep.
Dude, I know the
I
slave.
guarantee you, they've been doing her
Dude.
dirty, and she ain't got no Oscar yet.
Onzo, can we just both agree on the slave movies
What
that they are talking about? I agree 100% with them. There's way too many of them.
Oh, I've said that many
The
times.
same
Yeah.
with slave movies like what was the recent one?
12 Years a Slave.
Harriet Tubman.
Harriet Tubman,
Bingo.
12 Years a Slave.
All of
And
those
look,
kind of
And
movies.
and then we had Emancipation
Slave
that
is
just came out too.
and
Huh?
I'll be
Yeah,
and I'll
exactly.
be honest.
The Will
Emancipation
Smith
just
one.
came out.
That,
Yeah.
And
that Will
I'll be
Smith
honest,
one, that's the kind of thing that you're talking about. I'll still give it
Yeah.
a chance, still watch it, but like
It's good.
that's the kind of thing you're talking about. This is not that. It is
Yeah, I'm not saying it's completely that. I'm not saying it's completely that, but at this moment right now, after so many years of cinema, we're past like 100 years of cinema at this point. We have enough content about that stuff. Like, if we really want to educate people about this
I
stuff,
agree with you.
like me personally, when my kids get old enough, I'm gonna make my kids watch Shaka Zulu and Roots. Like the older stuff about
That's what
slavery
Deshaun
and all
said.
that stuff. I'm making my kids watch that older stuff because it's new modern day stuff. It ain't, my kids watching Shaka Zulu, and they gonna watch on VHS. Like, you have to watch Shaka and VHS, Shaka Zulu. They gonna watch that shit.
You ain't gonna
That's
find no
cool.
VHS when your kids are
No, I still
old
got
enough
it.
to watch it.
But
You
I
still have a VHS? You
yep,
still
I
have a
got
player?
no VHS in storage. I got the VCR too. I just gotta find a TV, one of those box TVs, but I'm gonna make my kids watch Shaka on VHS.
Listen, I agree with you guys. I say 100%. Yeah, there are, we don't need too many slave movies or whatever. But I also think
I love
that
the way
we
you
do
want them
have
to
an
watch Shaka
issue.
Zulu when Shaka Zulu was a fucking monster in real life. Like literally a fucking monster. Like
How's
one
Nerdman
of
gonna
the
interrupt you, Anzo? You were like in the middle of speaking, and then
Sorry,
this guy came. Oh, what about
sorry.
Shaka Zulu?
I just wanted to mention that anyway, but go on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And I know I've said it many times. I want to see like a Star Wars type of black movie. You know what I mean? Something like that, or whatever you want to call it. Just a black cast doing something that you never see them do with us,
Right.
and that's what I want to see. But I'm not gonna also shit on these ones that are being made either, because the slave movies, Emancipation was good. I'm not even gonna lie, that movie was good. And at the end of that movie, I dropped to tears, man. I dropped to tears at the end of that movie. So I think it was good.
Look, there's a thing of here. This is what I'll say. When we black people are having our discussions about this, keep it private. Don't fucking blast it for everyone to know and use against us. That's all I'm saying. Because if you don't want to watch a Woman King, fine. That's absolutely fine. I understand your reasons. But don't blast it out there for those fucking clowns to use as well.
Or
wait,
Birdman, or try to get them banned. You know what I mean? Let's ban Wakanda forever. Nobody go see Wakanda forever. Like, why would you do that? Because you still have a black cast. You still have a black cast of people. A black director, black writer. You still have that. So why try to get people?
I ain't watching no Black Panther movie without no T'Challa. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
But you did watch it.
I bootlegged it. I bootlegged it. Like, look, you can't put a bullet to my head and tell me to watch a Superman movie and Superman isn't in it.
We're not. But when you start telling people to ban it, that's the problem. If you don't want to see it, that's fine. But then you're going to sit there and want to ban it? Yeah. Really? No.
I mean, I don't want to ban it, but hey, I'll tell them, hey, don't go watch this shit. Because it wasn't a good written movie either, like the first one. So I'm gonna give it that.
But the representation that they're taking away, but the cost of getting
Nerdman, the first one was amazing. Don't hate on
it. Hold on, amazing. It doesn't matter what movie it is.
The second one was about as good as the first one.
Hell nah, Nerdman, you taking it too far now. All right, you taking it too far now.
Hold on, let me just say this real quick. I will say this. I personally will never tell anybody not to go see a movie because everybody's taste is different. So I will say I didn't like the movie, but if you want to go see it, go ahead, because there are so many movies, Nolan Batman movies that I can't fucking stand. But for me to tell people not to go see them,
Anzo, I'm a good friend. I would never tell you or Nerdman to watch this movie right here. I would never suggest y'all to watch this movie. I would never ever want to subject y'all to what I had to sit through in that theater and waste my money. I would never ever do y'all dirty like that.
It's funny.
Two things. Let me say two things. Bad. First of all, Black Panther 1 was a colonial movie. That movie touched on themes of colonialism and racism in America, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even the second did.
Right? So both of them were just like, I mean, maybe a little bit less than The Woman King, but they touched on similar themes. Secondly, Onzo, do you see any black person in The Woman King get severely like beaten or mistreated?
No.
Weren't there slaves in there? No, they weren't speaking roles, but there were slaves in there.
Yeah, but
there's a couple of like a few scenes where where they show the it's called the Barracuda, which was the little kind of prisons or cells that they used to keep black people in.
That's because it was a PG movie, though. If it was a rated R movie, then we would have saw Naneska actually get raped if it was really. My bad. I shouldn't have said that word. My mistake. But
Nah, you can say it. It don't matter. You're fine.
but in the Woman King, like, you know, some very bad things does happen to her.
Yeah, but that was okay. Something happens to her, true, but to be fair, it was from a warlord. A black warlord does that.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with her being
It
a
had nothing to do with.
slave to, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
you look
Nerdman's
at
right. You don't really see anything. The only thing you really see is them and where they're actually buying the slaves, but that's about it. You more or less see them in
and
the
then you
jail
see
cell
them mostly fucking kicking ass and going to
at the
war
end.
with
Yeah,
other
exactly.
tribes.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know, man. Whatever. I
Even
give up.
Even we talked about until when I told you guys, when I first seen Till, I was like, that is an important movie that a lot of people should go see, should watch it, and it only made like $8 million, and it's a travesty that that movie did
Pathetic.
not do well.
It's
It was so
pathetic.
good, huh?
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you. That's pathetic.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I mean? Like, and it's
I
not a
mean, but
slave
all right, all
movie.
right, all right.
It's not a slave movie, so you can't say it's a slave movie.
But to be
It was
fair,
directed by black people. I think it was written by a black person. It
Yeah.
starred black people. You just fucked it off.
and
Okay, and it
man.
wasn't a slave
and-
movie. You're right, but it dealt with the oppression of white
So did
people
Black Panther.
treating.
Why'd you go watch that?
Emmett Till was way more of that. Featured way more
No,
of that,
Emmett
where it
Till
was
was
integral to the story.
Black Panther dealt with those subject matters, but it was an action kick-ass action movie.
Loosely,
In the end of the day.
the amount
like
that you're
it
getting.
barely. Look, I'll be honest with you. It didn't hit like it. They didn't have the MCU was not the right genre
first scene
to
of Black
touch upon
Panther-
that stuff the way they
The
wanted
first
to.
scene of Black
They
Panther
kept
is
it
them
very
emancipating other Africans from some fucking what was it? What were they doing in the first scene of Black Panther?
Oh
There was, like,
yeah, where they
there
had
was
the black slaves there.
Africans
Yeah,
in
yeah,
a village getting
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they was colonizing other
So
African. But that's common. That's common. That's really common in between African tribes. They go to war with each other. It's common.
well, that's what the film is doing. That's what the Woman Kings are. It's crazy to me. Anyway, I'm done. I'm done.
And
Yeah,
like I said about
come join us.
like I said about Till, right? That movie is important because the stuff that happened today, you see that it happened way back then. When this woman was on trial, they tried to villainize her. Then you go back to now and you think about what happened to George Floyd, and then everybody started bringing out what he did in the past. They tried to villainize him to make what happened to him seem like it wasn't important. You know what I mean? Yeah, people coming out there saying, I had a war with a dude on Twitter. Yeah, fuck this guy. I'm glad he died and stuff like that, right? And you're getting you got the same kind of thing that happened in Till, and I'm like, that's why this movie was so important. But nobody went to go see it. Nobody.
Yo, Bell. By the way, Bell, I can see you're in there. What do you think of James Gunn taking over the DC universe?
She's happy.
really
She's
curious.
ecstatic. She's happy. She is happy, right, Bell?
I don't know.
That's all you need to know.
She
She's
could
happy.
be.
She's happy. She is ecstatic. She's happy. She's glad James Gunn is taking over, and I'm glad that she's on our side. She's rolling with us. Belle's a real DC fan. You know, she riding for Gunn.
Well, Nerdman's a DC fan. I don't think he's happy about it.
Nerdman
I'm
he's conflicted
just
right
like-
now. He's
I'm just
conflicted.
done
He
with
has
DC.
conflict in his life.
No, I'm done with DC. I'm not, because I said I compared it to what happened with WWE. Gunn is a talented guy. He specifically appeals to a certain type of, like I think younger audience or whatever, younger male audience. I think skew more towards his film, but that's fine. Whatever. But what I was going to say is that I don't like when DC are taking talent from from the MCU or whatever, because that just says to me you're trying to become the MCU, and I don't think they're going to be competitive like that. It's exactly what WCW did, like with fucking WE, and I see it going down that same fucking pattern. And in the end of the day, it's like, I don't think that's going to work. I really don't. we'll see. I'm not completely against it, but
So you don't think James Gunn should be the guy?
I don't think you should take somebody who is so associated with MCU product, especially the humor and all of that kind of stuff, and have him be the architect of a whole DC universe. No, because I think then you're just going to get like the same thing, and people are going to be like, well, we don't really like DC. We know the MCU storyline. We'll just keep watching the MCU. Why should we go to another thing to get the exact same stuff?
Because I don't think it's going to be the same stuff. But what if he wowed them in a meeting? You know what I mean? What if they did an interview and they were doing interviews for people, and he went to the meeting and knew his shit, and maybe that's why they hired him.
Possibly.
What is this game?
I'm not. I'm
him?
judging it off the rest of his films, which I think are average at best. I think they're highly overrated. I think the Suicide Squad is almost an abomination.
Yeah,
it's barely better than the first one.
Josh said he wants to make it live. I don't blame him.
And I think Peacemaker is one of the dumbest things I've ever seen in my life.
Wow.
So
they assume Gunn made magic over the MCUs, so they figure they can get the same outcome with DC. Look, I'm like this. I can feel what Nerdman's saying. I don't want DC to be exactly like the MCU.
Nobody does.
I don't want that shit.
Mm-hmm.
But, and I can kind of agree, you shouldn't keep going. You shouldn't go to the MCU to get talent for DC. But to be fair, DC and Marvel always been doing that. They got the same exact writers. Jack Kirby been in DC. Jack Kirby been in Marvel. Like
DC has had most success when it's gone with its own directors. When they've chosen.
Well, I'm just talking in general with like the DC and Marvel brand. Like they all share the same creators. I don't think Stanley. I think he came over. I don't think he didn't. He never came over to DC and do anything. But they shared the same writers, creators.
Very strong voice actors.
They've been in DC and Marvel for years. They've been stealing characters from one another. Aquaman created after Namor, directly inspired by Namor.
Let's rewind to that just a second.
What?
Marvel has been stealing DC characters.
Yeah, they've been stealing more. I agree. They've been stealing more, but they've been stealing from each other.
let's just rewind a second.
But they've been stealing, like they've been doing it for years. They all steal from each other. They borrow from one another. It's nothing new to me. I do agree. I don't want them to have to keep dipping into the MCU talent just to prop up DC. But DC isn't just this dark
I didn't say
Nolan-esque universe, because what in mind this is a problem with the MCU too. Nerdman, it's a problem with the MCU too. All these universes, just like our world, needs to be diverse. In the real world, the whole world isn't just dark and depressing. There's some light, there's darkness, there's sorrow. It's the MCU and DC should be a reflection of that. Yeah, it should be a reflection of that. Should be all these different things. There needs to be balance. There needs to be the lighthearted, the darkness. It all needs to be there.
Peter Safran worked on Aquaman, Shazam, and the Suicide Squad. Peter Safran is that light. It's half a DC guy and half of a Marvel guy who are now the presidents.
They got two people. You need to have a balance. I just want a balance. The MCU too lighthearted for me at times. Like Black Panther 1. It was touching upon some real ass topics and shit about slavery, colonialism, all that. I'm telling you, the MCU is not the best company, the best type of brand to touch upon this real ass subject, because they're gonna give you the diet version of it. They're not gonna give you the version that's off the diet. They're gonna give you the version that's on the diet of this tough story to tell.
Wait a second, Tony. So Will Smith, it was just Will Smith with a big gun, and what was Deadshot? What was Blood?
I thought Will Smith. I thought Will Smith's Deadshot was cool.
It was one of the best parts of the movie.
Will Smith had that.
Wasn't just Idris Elba with a gun? Like what? except Idris Elba is far less
No.
charismatic.
He's talking. All right, he's talking about like okay. I liked Will Smith more than Deadshot in the movie. I liked Will Smith as Deadshot. I don't care that much about Deadshot, but I do like Will Smith as Deadshot. Will Smith playing Deadshot was enough for me to even watch the movie. It's like, oh, Will Smith in a DC movie playing Deadshot? Whoa. I came here for Will Smith, not Deadshot.
Will Smith is 100 million times more charismatic than Idris Elba. Idris Elba is a good actor. If you get him in to play like a different kind of character, like a African warlord or something like that, that's where he shines. When he just has to be himself as an action star, he ain't got it, bro. He ain't got it. Like
No, that's nah.
Idris
not got it like Will Smith.
He got
bro.
it. He got it, bro. He's not as good as actor as Will Smith. He's not as good as actor as Will Smith. That's hands down. Will Smith is.
No, he's a better actor than Will Smith. He's just not as good an action star as Will Smith.
I don't really think so.
I think Idris is a better actor.
I don't know,
Will Smith is a better action star, though.
I'll never forget what Will Smith did on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. You know what I mean? When he made me cry with that father scene.
Have you seen Beasts of Another Nation?
When I'll never forget what he did in what's the one there? Pursuit of Happiness. You know what I mean? Yeah. I think Will Smith really puts it down. I think he has more of a range than Idris Elba. But
no, that's crazy. You're talking crazy
I do.
Now.
Absolutely, 100%.
You're absolutely 100%. Talking crazy now.
100%.
Look at Idris Elba in The Wire. In
Wire was fire, but
in Beast of a New Nation.
But
dude,
Wire was fire. I agree. Wire was fire. He was the best part of The Wire. But what I'm saying is,
it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Benedict Cumberbatch. Benedict Cumberbatch is a better actor than Arnold Schwarzenegger, but Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll take him in an action movie any day over fucking Benedict Cumberbatch. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like that. That's the difference for me. There's a difference between that kind of charisma it takes to be an action star.
There's charisma there, but Will Smith has done more than just action movies. He's done a lot of.
He's a good actor, but he's not on Idris Elba level.
For sure.
Idris Elba's a really good actor.
Will Smith won an Oscar. What is Idris Elba won?
Yeah, that's a straw man argument, bro. That's a straw man argument.
How?
Like he won an Oscar. So what?
Yeah.
For 2 years.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. Idris Elba has not had a performance that has been Oscar worthy.
I swear he's been Oscar nominated, Idris Elba.
I don't think so. But you could check it out.
I'm pretty sure he has been.
And even if he's been nominated, he hasn't won.
That's how I feel. They keep trying to do all these different directions with the DCU. They should have stuck with that in 2016. Now, look, I'll kind of agree with this. After this reboot, no more reboots of any kind. Like even with what Walter Matthau's going to do, if James Gunn didn't come in, no more reboots.
Oh, you're right. He hasn't been
No, they gotta get something going and stick with it.
Yeah, like stick with something. Because I even said before around like the Justice League stuff when that happened, they should have just released whatever shit Zach had, that 2-hour cut of whatever. Because at least you would have done something consistent. If you wanted to reboot and get rid of it, all that shit after, fine. They should have rebooted at 2017. I'll tell you this much. They should have rebooted at 2017, trying to continue off of that shit. I wouldn't continue off of that because I would have been embarrassed. Why would I continue off a $600 million Justice League movie? I don't give a fuck if, we're not riding that shit until the wheels fall off. We are jumping out of this car. It's already on fire. It's over.
You see, I wouldn't even say that. I think
that's how I felt in 2017.
I think what the biggest mistake was putting out that Justice League movie, because they could have rode off one woman and then just gone straight to like Aquaman and all of that.
They put it out too soon. But what I'm saying is they always had the Flashpoint to change anything. So as long as they could have stuck with the story and then brought out Flashpoint and did the Flashpoint to change whatever they needed to change.
Like
they always had that in. Yeah, they always had that movie in their bag, right? But they ended up panicking and then knocking this movie off the slate and changing this amount and doing this and that, firing this and firing that, and
now
that's where the biggest issue was.
Now thing they've done is bring Henry Cavill back for like 2 weeks, and I'm Henry Cavill back.
What's that, man?
Tell me, guys, like I really not like that big a fan, so I'll be perfectly fine with him being recast. But at the same time, you can't say you're bringing him back, do this big announcement like after credits, and fire him 2 weeks later. I'm sorry, it's too late, bro. It's too late, Gunn. You already
that was messed up.
That was the most asinine, dumb thing.
Yeah, that was messed up.
You're blaming the wrong people. Keep the blame where it's always been. The last 10 years since Man of Steel to now, it's been one regime under control. Even right now with James Gunn and Peter Safran being the head of DC Studios and getting to be in charge of new movies, even that's not going to take into effect until 25. We have to just wait out this terrible period.
Yeah, but
not including James Gunn and Safran in this. They have nothing to do with the
What
bad
are you
stuff that we're
talking
getting.
about?
well, that's not necessarily true. They were the ones that told him that he could announce it.
No. They didn't become.
No, they didn't. They didn't.
On November 1st, because it was Pamela Abdi and Mike DeLuca. And mind you, this is who I blame: David Zaslav. David Zaslav should have not even allowed him to come up in there. He should have been stopped that shit because David Zaslav wants to start a DC Studios. He's the one who wants to create structure, order, all that. They have no leader yet. He knew he knew someone. He knew who he wanted to pick by November 1st. I mean, he had Gunn. They had him in there for a while. They didn't announce it officially yet, but this stuff goes into effects like weeks and months ahead. It wasn't the November 1st when they picked James Gunn.
Yeah, for sure. It was before that. So, they were vetting.
So he hasn't seen a plan yet. And he's like, all right, we're gonna put Henry Cavill in Black Adam and have Henry Cavill announce that he may return and come do some movies. When David Zaslav knows this may not even be guaranteed to happen. So it's like, why are you allowing this to happen?
That's what I'm saying. Who was the one that told Henry Cavill it was okay to announce it?
It was Pamela Abdi and Mike DeLuca. They're the ones who was like stand-ins that can green light movies and stuff. They gave him the green light. The Rock. So to blame is The Rock, Pamela Abdi, Mike DeLuca. You can blame Henry's manager too. Those are the four.
He doesn't blame anyone though. Henry Cavill has class. It just says, after being told by the studio to announce my return in October, prior to their hire, this news is needed. That's the most he gets into it. I was told by the studio. Studio? Who's the studio? Who knows? Who cares?
That's my question, right? Because it's like he said studio, but who's the one? Was it James Gunn and them that said, "Hey, announce it"? And then later
prior to their hire. Prior to
James Gunn. By the way, what do you make of the fact that he's saying now that Gal Gadot might still be in there, Ezra Miller might still be in there? What kind of bullshit is that? You're gonna
no. Nobody's saying that.
That's like Henry Cavill.
That's rumors. Those are rumors and stuff. Yeah. They're not keeping Ezra
Miller.
Said
that. He said, I don't know what you're talking about.
He didn't say Gal Gadot was staying. He
tweeted it out. He tweeted it out. They said, please, one of the fans said, please tell me that Gal Gadot isn't leaving. And he goes, it's untrue or whatever. Like that's what.
No. James he said, no. Wait. Are you talking about? He said that Wonder Woman is part of the plans.
Not Gal it was Gadot. Wonder Woman. It wasn't Gal Gadot, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
they may use Gal Gadot in a different
manner, because someone said, someone tweeted that Gal Gadot, Wonder Woman was not supposed to be on the slate for the next 3 years, and then someone tweeted out, can you confirm that? And then James Gunn said that's not true.
Right, Wonder Woman is part of the plans.
If you want to answer that at James Gunn, you just make a fake little article claiming your sources, and then he'll just say debunked. Yep. So if I want to know, is there going to be a Superman in 2025? Let me check, and then I'll make an article. It's coming in 2025.
Nonsense. You really think they've got Wonder Woman in the plan? Because I think he might be talking about.
He's
probably talking about her cameos in Shazam and Flash. That's probably what he's talking about. Like, she's in there for the next 3 years. I don't think he has a plan for Wonder Woman at all.
No, man. David Zaslav's the boss. He said Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman during his Investors Day call that they are brands that are important. He has said they are important. So
I can't wait for
Gunn,
these announcements.
James Gunn cannot have. He cannot take Wonder Woman out the plan. She has to be in the plans. David Zaslav is the boss.
I bet you any money, like in the first 3 movies, they're gonna have Booster Gold.
No.
Ready
He's
to
not.
read this?
I bet
Variety
you
report.
in the first 3 movies, they're gonna have Booster Gold.
Yeah, look.
Wonder
And
Woman
look,
will
you
not
also look what he
appear
debunks.
in the first 3 years of the DCU at all. And they linked the Variety article. RJ says, can you discuss at all the report from Variety in regards to Ezra Miller / the notion that your slate is only 3 years worth of projects? He says, I don't know what's out there about Ezra, which is false because he totally knows. He just doesn't want to pile up on Ezra. But our slate is 8 to 10 years. But we will be announcing some of it this month. All right. And then where's that was it. That was all he really touched on when it comes to Wonder Woman.
Just go to his tweets and replies. That Wonder Woman tweet. Go up to his tweets and replies.
You're already in it. Is there a photo of Wonder Woman?
He said something about Wonder Woman.
You said it debunked or something.
Oh, that's all he said?
It was probably down further. You ain't gotta look for the whole thing, but it's on there.
Somewhere. He says it is not to. Is this true? Warner Bros. Discovery will host an event to reveal the new info January 6th. He said no. Well, we know that's not true.
Yep,
yeah, I might have passed it. Well, it's past January 6th.
Yeah, he said somebody.
Did I go too far?
Yeah. But yeah, I think you're going to. I don't want you. You don't have to look for it. But she's part of the plans. Wonder Woman's part of the plans. She is. David Zaslav said, look, David Zaslav says Superman was important.
Just saying anything.
Batman and Wonder Woman. If James Gunn came to David Zaslav and said, hey, David, I don't really want Superman in the plans. David Zaslav is the boss. Going to tell him, nah, you crazy. Put Superman in your plans. You know,
I don't think that's true at all.
David Zaslav has to approve it.
I don't think that's true at all. He's the head dude of DC. That's what they've made.
But David Zaslav is his boss. James reports to David. David's the boss. He's the big boss. He can fire.
Yeah,
James
I'm saying he can fire him eventually, but he'll have to see if his plan works first. They'll say, oh, okay, well, we're just going to give you the ball, and it's up to you. You know, if you think I'm wrong about Wonder Woman not being in the plan, sure, go for it. What are you going to do? And then if he fails, that's when they'll fire him. It's not. It's not. They're not going to micromanage him like you're saying.
No, I'm not saying
they might say, oh, we'd like it, but like, if you think there's some better way of doing it, then that's how we're going to do it.
No, I'm not saying nothing about micromanaging. What I'm saying is David Zaslav has said many times, Batman, Superman, and
not many times. He said it before he hired James Gunn. If he says it now, then I'll agree with you. But if he doesn't,
he was saying it long before James Gunn. He was saying it long before.
Exactly. He said it before he hired James Gunn, not like.
But Nerman, he's the boss, and he wants Superman to be, he wants Superman to be just as loved and on the level of these Marvel characters. Same thing, Wonder Woman, Batman. Look at their global powerhouses of franchises: Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman.
Whatever, dude.
Wonder Woman would not be a global powerhouse for Warner Brothers Discovery if she's not going to be part of these plans. She's a global powerhouse. She's not just there for no reason. She's there because she's part of these plans. She's part of it. Trust me. She's going to be there for the first. She's probably going to be part of those first 5 movies. I guarantee it. First 5 movies.
You guarantee it.
I guarantee it. She's going to be in the first phase. Yes.
Is the new Mario Brothers movie?
Dick rider. I've never seen his cum is on your lips, bro. Like
I am going off the facts of Nerman. David Zaslav literally said he wants Superman. He felt you was there. He said Superman was left to languish. Right? We all remember. What did he say? Superman was left to languish. He was like Superman was being discarded and not treated with care. And guess what James Gunn presents to us? He said he's writing a new Superman movie. They're going to recast all that.
Right.
They're prioritizing. And he said Wonder Woman,
Do
Batman
you, do
are all
you think
important.
you think James Gunn's smile is cute? Is that what it is? You like his sexy smile, right? What the
Yeah.
fuck is wrong with you, bro? Like this guy has just been an. Anyway, I'm not gonna go into it. I'm not gonna go into it. It doesn't fit. The only thing he fits is Green Lantern. If they announced Green Lantern with James Gunn, I would have been all happy. Head of the studio. One, you shouldn't even have
Okay,
a director.
Ermin, let me ask.
Can I
James
just point that out? They should not have, not Snyder, not anybody. They should not have a director as the head of the studio. They should have a producer. It is a much better idea to have a producer.
Kevin
than a
Feige, look at what
fucking
Kevin Feige is doing to the MCU. Look at what he did with Taskmaster. He
director.
approved
Yeah, look at
She-Hulk
what he did with the MCU and made it a multi-billion-dollar fucking franchise.
while fucking up canon lore, all this type of shit. Now
Sure,
look, it's still successful. It's making money
from
for
a
that.
business perspective.
But Taskmaster Eternal,
I'm not talking from a fan
Eternal
perspective.
sucked.
I'm talking from a business perspective. It is a stupid idea.
And from a business perspective, Kevin Feige thinks Eternals was a good movie to even produce and let happen. And guess what? He made us sit through boring bullshit. Kevin Feige.
I agree with you on that. You're not going to hear me disagreeing with you on that. I don't like Kevin Feige's. The majority of his movies that he's produced, I think, are either overrated or whatever. But I'm just saying, if you're going to reboot, start this whole universe, whatever, I don't think a director is the best. There's too much ego going in. He already wants to write the new Superman. Why is he right? He should be focused on getting the universe fucking going. He shouldn't be focused on writing anything.
Because he
should be focused on getting the talent, getting the right people.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not saying he needs to interject himself in everything, but he needs to make sure he's the boss. He's the boss. He has to make sure the Superman movie goes good. I can see why he's writing it and being hands-on, because it has to do good. If this movie does not start off great or be amazing or whatever,
if you want a really good Superman movie, you go to a bunch of Oscar-nominated screenwriters. Say, look, we're looking for a new Superman movie. Can you do your best to pitch us some stuff? There's other people who've actually said they want to do a Superman movie. For instance, the guy who did Kick-Ass and whatever. Get all those people. Tell them, look, we're going to have a thing where each of you gets a pitch for Superman, and then we'll see which one we like. That's what you do. It's that simple.
Yeah, look, I'm not disagreeing that he could get someone else to write it. I'm not disagreeing. But I understand why he's doing what he's doing.
Because he wants to be the one to set the tone. It goes good, and he wants to be the one to set the tone, right? So if Superman's the first movie to come out, it's going to set the tone for everything we're going to see going forward in the future.
True.
Mm-hmm. But I still think he could make a good Superman movie if he gets over himself and stops with all this stupid humor and stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
Superman can be a little bit funny. He can be there could be a little, but I don't think it's James Gunn funny. You know what I mean? Like, Superman is a funny character at times, but it's not James Gunn funny. So we'll see.
I'll say this. Taking out, James Gunn does a lot of superhero comedies. That comedy could be overwhelming for me. I ain't gonna lie. But taking out the comedy, let's say I look at something like Guardians 1. I'll be honest with you, that movie as itself has less writing flaws if we compare it to a superhero movie like, I don't know, Infinity War. I'm gonna be honest, Infinity War. I think something like Guardians has a tighter script, less inconsistent issues and stuff compared to an Infinity War.
Sure.
Or an Endgame. Or a Civil War. Yes, it's a comedy. It's a comedy movie.
It's not. It's a rewatch value.
That script ain't that bad.
I think if it wasn't an MCU movie, Guardians of the Galaxy wouldn't have done like an amazing amount of money. I think it would have been a relatively successful franchise, but it's not really amazingly. It's that MCU stuff that makes people go and watch it multiple times and whatever, because it's not got like a great rewatch value in my opinion.
The first one does.
I don't know that it does. Like
The first
like,
one does. The second one
you
not so
get
much. But the
everything
first
from
one
it the first time.
I mean,
Like,
for
I
me,
would-
I don't rewatch it because I
you know
don't
who
really
I
love
would
Star
say,
games
like
like that.
whoever directed the first Star Trek movie, the one
Calvin timeline
with Pine, with Chris Pine.
Mm-hmm.
The first, not the.
You know,
was that
right?
actually? That
It was
was actually.
JJ.
That was JJ. But that tone fits Superman more than anything that Gunn's done. I
Yeah,
would
look,
say.
like Nerdman. The
But
only thing
yeah, I probably don't
want
want
Gunn
JJ
to
Abrams doing a
refrain.
Superman movie. To be fair,
I want Gunn when he writes his movie refrain from so much comedy. Have it be lighthearted. His Guardians movie is the perfect tone for a Superman movie.
no, it is not.
That's how a Superman movie should be. Not a comedy. Take away those
Wait, what are
comedy
you saying?
aspect, but the tone of it.
The tone of the first one is what a Superman movie should be. Like
Yes.
that's bullshit, man.
Yes.
It's what a Green Lantern movie could be like. You could either go dark with Green Lantern or you could go lighthearted with Green Lantern. That's much more Green Lantern, man.
I think they should take cues from the first Superman movie. Superman
78. Hell yeah.
Take cues from that and do that.
Shit, majority of MC movies are inspired by Superman 78.
I would say for a Superman movie, you should take cues from the modern comics. And maybe this Superman TV show.
Yeah,
like in terms of tonally, not that he has a family and all of that fucking bullshit. Just the tone of it. I think they should go with that. I love Superman 78. I don't think it translates well till now. I just don't.
What?
Yes, it
does.
I don't think it translates well to a
1.
modern audience. That sense of humor, that kind of quirkiness, I don't think it translates well.
Nerdman, most MC movies are quirky like Superman 78.
Yeah.
Guardians 1 is quirky.
No, they're not.
Yes, they are.
Guardians
first of all, they're not as good. that's the first thing. But secondly,
quirky to the highest degree. Spider-Man Homecoming, Far From Home. They literally got a scene in Far From Home where they literally got a scene in Far From Home where Peter Parker
is 78 is much more slapstick. Than those movies. But
so was Spider-Man 1, and we saw how good that was. Spider-Man 1 was like super corny, but it was good corny.
Yeah. You could go that direction. I think that would be, but I don't think it's quite as slapstick as Superman. I love Superman 78, but I think it's really, really like slapstick. And
I'm not disagreeing. It is.
Point where like certain things don't even make sense. I mean, if you look at Superman 2, where he's taking off his Superman shield and throwing it at people and.
But that's not corny. It is. I'm not disagreeing.
Hold on. That's in the theatrical cut. The Donner cut.
A couple, not as much. Civil War is better than Guardians. It's better than Guardians, but to me, okay. When I say James Gunn's movies, to me, my biggest issue with them is them being comedies 24 like all the time. His super movies, but the Suicide Squad, Peacemaker, Guardians 1, Guardians 2. As much as I have issues with the comedy, I think those scripts of those movies have little inconsistencies. They don't, that which a lot of superhero movies be having now, inconsistencies in your script and stuff. Those scripts are kind of tight. The only thing that takes me out is the comedy. They're not. I'm not saying they're foolproof. Not saying they're like Dark Knight foolproof, but they're not messy like a lot of superhero movies are in general.
You guys are full of it. Are you trying to tell me you think the script is better than Shazam's script?
Which Guardians of the Galaxy?
The Suicide Squad.
I like Shazam more. Like
with Guardians,
I think Shazam 1 is better because I look.
It's not better. I'd say Guardians is his best movie. So if somebody were to say they like Guardians more than Shazam 1, I'll hear them out. Like I
Guardians
think
is his best
because I
movie. I
think
agree.
it's more bigger, it's got more spectacle, it's got like better action, all of that kind of stuff. So I can hear them out. But better than the Suicide Squad, I don't think. I think that's even if I'm being generous, it's not even in the top 5 DC movies.
Like,
Even
look,
if
look,
I'm being generous.
just comparing. If I have to compare Guardians 1 to Endgame, ain't no way Endgame's script should be as sloppy as it is compared to a Guardians 1.
What
I'm sorry.
sloppy
Yeah,
script?
sure.
It shouldn't be. Like, the whole second act of Endgame is a big waste of time, and it's just bad.
Facts.
Like Guardians 1 script makes Endgame script look like some preschool stuff. The third act and first act of Endgame, solid, but that whole middle act of the movie, the time travel stuff, weak.
Facts.
How many times
That
have you seen
that
Guardians? How many times have you seen Guardians of the Galaxy? Truthfully,
three times.
3 times. And you, Anza?
3 or 4.
I watched
I
watch it occasionally.
Endgame
Yeah.
in full only twice. I watched Endgame in full only twice.
You
I
see,
don't
because
rewatch Guardians because I don't care about the
I'll
Guardians
tell you the
like
truth.
that.
I really enjoyed it, but I just felt like after I finished watching it, that was it. I didn't get any. And I did watch it again, and I felt the same. I never feel like putting on Guardians of the Galaxy. It's just like if I'm in the mood to watch a superhero movie, it's not one of those ones that I'm like, I massively need to, because there's nothing I can get out of it. Like other than it is what it is. It's just a solid, funny movie. You know, it's like one of those like throwaway comedies or something. That's
Well,
how I feel about it.
I'm gonna say
It
this
has no
about Endgame.
meaning.
though.
It has no. It's just. It's. But you know, again, maybe I'm just not the audience. So
Well, I'm gonna say this about
I think
Endgame.
it's good.
I'm not saying there, Tony. I don't care about that team.
I'm gonna say this about Endgame because K-Dot, you said how many times you see Endgame?
Twice.
Full
In
through?
full, twice.
In full?
In full twice.
For me, in full, it was once, and then any other time I watch it, I watch the first half and then the last. I always skip the middle part. I can't do it anymore. I can't do the middle part. After seeing it one time, I did not need to see the time travel stuff anymore. So
yeah, and the only reason I don't rewatch Guardians, like the same reason Tony, I don't care about the Guardians team itself. I don't think they're a bad team. I just don't care about them. I'm not investing into those characters enough to keep rewatching their
But
movie.
wait a second.
The movie itself isn't bad.
How many times have you seen something like Watchmen or I'm trying to think.
I've seen Watchmen probably. I definitely seen Watchmen at least a little more than 5 times. I definitely haven't seen it more than 10.
Oh my God, Watchmen!
But I definitely seen it about
or you know,
probably
like
7.
even Spider-Man 1 and 2. Do you know what I'm saying? Or
Man, I've seen Spider-Man 1 and 2 over like at least 20 times.
Exactly. It's like those movies that you get something more out of them every time you watch them, or you know, like if
Spider-Man 1 and 2 is better than
I don't see Guardians as one of those movies. I just see it as a good movie. That's it. It's not like one that I go back to and I'm like, oh, I'm getting something more out of this every time I watch it. Like I notice something else I like about it, or something else that the filmmaker did that's interesting. Like I'm trying to think of an MCU movie that I feel this about, but there is one. Or like Winter Soldier, maybe. I don't know. Like
Winter Soldier, Civil War.
Yeah. You know, I don't watch them that much, but I definitely would watch them over Guardians. Like all of the Captain America ones, I'd watch over Guardians.
No, not the first one. Not the first one.
I like the first one.
First Captain America is doo-doo. But Civil War and Winter Soldier are definitely better than Guardians, hands down. Both of them.
I agree. Totally agree. Yeah, I just for me, I just know James Gunn could write a script without too many glaring issues aside from just excessive comedy. That's it.
Yeah, but it's also not. He can write a script without glaring issue, but it's also just.
But Nerdman, isn't it the fact that you don't like his humor? You think it's like childish, teenage humor?
Yeah, that's part of it. That's part of it, definitely. I definitely think that, but I like humorous stuff. It's not that it's not like I love comedies. I love, I love superhero comedies as well. So it's not like I like Kick-Ass, so it's not just, oh, I hate like any comedy in like superhero movies.
Look,
It's
James Gunn is the superior
comedy, and I think I
psychological.
like Guardians more because they stopped him from doing all of the dumb comedy that he
I
liked to
think
do.
I think Kevin Feige was more hands-on with the first Guardians. That's why it wasn't as jokey as the second one. I think the second one was like, yeah, do what you want. And he just went all off on the second one. Because, and I always say this, they killed Drax's character in the second one. In the first one, Drax was, his humor was like a dry humor,
Yeah.
But in the second one, he was like, just like the comic relief. And I hated that.
Yo,
Yeah.
I'm like,
complaining about his nipples and stuff.
yeah, you know what I mean? And laughing and all those kind of stupid, like, oh, do her. And I was like, what? That's not the Drax we got in the first one. Yeah, so.
Yeah, look, Nerdman, just no excessive comedy. That's all I asked for. I think James could write a good Superman movie. I think he can do it.
Mm-hmm.
I think he can do it. Because even he himself has stated, now he's the head, he's the boss. He himself has stated he would not want to truly cover or direct one of these big heroes like that. Because he knows this is the thing. This is why, and I understand this is why he does these little obscure characters like the Guardians, Peacemaker, and the Suicide Squad and stuff. Because no one has expectations for him. Nobody reads about them. Nobody cares about them. That's why with Peacemaker, even though his Peacemaker is not comic Peacemaker, he can get away with doing whatever he wants to Peacemaker because ain't nobody really gonna give a fuck.
Sure.
He knows for a fact
he had the opportunity.
He cannot just do anything with Superman.
This is your guy. This is your bro guy. Fucking K-Dots. He had the opportunity to do any character in DC. Any character he wanted. They said, go for it. Like, Disney's fired you. You could do any fucking character. He chooses fucking Polka Dot Man and Rat Lady. Are you fucking kidding me? You think he's a fan of fucking DC?
But hold on. Polka Dot Man was good in that movie, though.
I didn't say he was bad. I'm just saying that
wasn't a Rat Lady fan.
Suicide Squad.
You get to choose any character in DC that you can direct or make a film out of. If you're a fan, Nerdman and Rat Lady.
Nerdman.
But you see, the thing is,
James Gunn had 100% control over Suicide Squad. He could have easily. Deathstroke was supposed to be in the movie. He could have easily put Deathstroke in the movie, but he chose not to. He wanted to refrain from that because he probably knows there's some expectations with that character. I'm not touching Deathstroke.
Well, whatever.
The thing
he didn't make a Suicide Squad movie. He made a movie with a bunch of joke characters that have appeared in like 2-3 editions of the Suicide Squad.
But man, you can understand the reason why is you want to have a variety of characters, right? So that's what he did. He wanted a variety of characters.
Dude, there's a variety of characters, but we know there's a main Suicide Squad. The only main Suicide Squad character that was in that movie was fucking Harley Quinn. All of the rest of them, who was in there? It was Rat Lady,
Ratcatcher, but all these people been a part of the
Polka Dot Man. Who else was in there? Bloodsport. None of these are main characters from the fucking Suicide Squad. And if you tell me that those two Suicide Squad cartoons, the two Suicide Squad cartoons shit on James Gunn's Suicide Squad, is that true?
Only the first one. Only the first Suicide Squad.
No. The Suicide Squad cartoons, both of them shit on James Gunn.
Hell to Pay is a bad movie. That's not a good movie. The first one, Assault on Arkham.
Hell to Pay is fucking good. No, I would have rather see Hell to Pay in cinemas, like a live action Hell to Pay, than fucking what James Gunn did.
Assault on Arkham is so much better. Hell to Pay is a downgrade in animation quality and writing.
You are
and that team compared to the first team. And
have you seen that, Onzo?
Hell to Pay? No. I didn't see that one. I seen the first one. Though.
Watch it. He's talking complete doggy doo-doo, man. That movie's fucking good.
Don't watch it. Tell you.
I didn't see Hell to Pay. But I like the first one. The first one was good. The Assault on Arkham one, that was it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
that
better
one
than
was good.
James Gunn Suicide Squad, right?
No, I wouldn't say that.
See, you guys are like,
I wouldn't-
Personally, I
what
think it's
James
better,
Gunn-
but the Suicide
what
Squad
made
is
James
a
Gunn
solid
like
movie.
But I like the Suicide Squad though. I think it's good. I think there's a lot. There's levels to that movie that you guys just completely ignore. You know what I mean?
Just because
So
it's a comedy. It's a better movie than the first. That script is much higher than that first movie. I would say that much.
it's better than the first one for sure, right? You get Starro, right?
Killer Croc is wasted in the first movie. Captain Boomerang is wasted in the first movie. Harley Quinn is just a sex icon in the first movie. Deadshot's the only useful one. El Diablo doesn't do nothing in the movie.
Well, you see, I liked the way Harley Quinn looked in the first one.
I did too. I like the way
you know.
So you're trying to see Harley Quinn is better than he's in than in the first bullshit.
Yes.
Yes. I think Harley Quinn is better in James Gunn.
She was way better in the first Suicide Squad.
No, I think she was better in James Gunn.
She looked sexy in the first Suicide Squad movie.
Yeah, they should have kept her in them little shorts. Yeah, they should have kept her in them little shorts.
There's a thing.
But you see, that's the thing. It's because you don't like the James Gunn movie, though. But there's so much to that movie, man. You know what I mean? Like at the end when before Starro dies, and like, oh, I was just happy living in the stars. You know what I mean?
What is Starro doing?
And you get to see what the humans did when they found him and stuff like that. Yo, there's a lot of deep stuff.
I feel so bad for fucking Starro. What fucking
but Starro wasn't really the villain, though. That's the thing.
He was a terrible villain. All of them were terrible villains.
He wasn't really the villain, though.
In that movie. There was no good villain in any James Gunn.
He was the victim, though. Starro was the victim.
Yeah, Starro was the victim, exactly.
Oh, poor Starro. I don't give a fuck. Where's my fucking proper villain? Where's the DC has a even Starro could have been a good villain, but they didn't do anything with it.
What are you talking about? They didn't do anything with it.
That movie is the most overrated movie I've ever fucking seen in my life. I used to think
you just mad because people like it more than the fucking first one. That's what your problem is.
Because people like it more than the first one. I don't think the first one is that great either. I'm not saying it's fucking great, but there's things about the first one that I think Deadshot works better than Bloodsport.
Like, I agree, but it's obvious.
I think they're both solid though.
But it's obviously that
I would like to move both of them together.
Yeah, but it's obviously that Deadshot was supposed to be
in this movie,
right? Instead of it being what's his name? Idris Elba's character, right? Like even when
it was so like I say, in the concept of the Suicide Squad, originally Deathstroke was supposed to be the leader on James Gunn's team. But
you just like it because the action is good. That's basically it. Let's cut to the fucking chase. The action is good.
Dude, I'll be honest. The Suicide Squad action is not why I like the movie. That is not why I like the movie.
There's no deeper level to anything in that movie.
Yes, there is. Yes, there is.
Nerdman, the Suicide Squad's action is not why I like that movie. Because I'm be honest with you, the action is not all that in that movie.
Well, fuck off.
It's not.
That's one good thing about it.
I like the movie.
One good thing about it is the action is okay.
All right, the best action sequence in that movie was Harley Quinn's hallway sequence, where she's beating the best action sequence. Bloodsport, he does not really. Oh, and also that rain scene, the rain sequence.
What about that whole boring bit of the movie where Harley Quinn is like fucking that for no reason?
I didn't like that part of the movie. That's probably the only part.
Oh, you didn't like that part of the movie, did you? Because Harley Quinn was so much better in this movie, right?
Yes, what about when Peacemaker and Bloodsport?
Nerdman, that was a quick montage of her lovey-dovey with this dude. I didn't like that little montage. Screen time, bro. But I'll tell you this much: I liked her sequence. Nerdman, I liked her scene where she pulled the gun on that general, and she basically went off on him talking about you kill kids and stuff. It shows Harley Quinn's character, like she got morals at least and stuff. Like, oh, you killing kids.
Oh, that's great, because Harley Quinn is so known for having fucking morals in the comics. It's
Now,
bullshit.
Nerdman. Look, you don't I'm okay with it because this is DC's problem with the movies. And
This
I already
is the
set it
thing.
up.
You're the one
They're
who's
an
talking about.
anti-hero. They're an anti-hero Harley Quinn. So I have to work with this anti-hero Harley Quinn.
Okay, so you go off on fucking Black Adam for being an anti-hero rather than being a fucking villain like he's supposed to be. But Harley Quinn, it's okay. She's the Joker's fucking girlfriend. She's
No,
supposed to
but
be a psycho.
Nerdman, I'm not saying it's okay either. But Zack Snyder and all them freaking sped through it. Zack Snyder sped through that shit.
Sped through what? What are you talking about? What did you...
Harley Quinn, Joker and Harley Quinn. We didn't even see him in the first movie. We saw montages. And look how quick he became an anti-hero.
Snyder didn't do anything with Harley Quinn. What are you talking about?
He was leading this universe. He was the
No,
archetype.
he let the director do what he wanted. That was what he was doing. He was letting it be directed.
And he let the director fast track to Joker and Harley Quinn's relationship.
And then they cut off his movie. They cut off his movie.
They cut out like 30 minutes from his movie. They cut out 30 minutes from his movie.
I think Chill was gonna ask something though. Chill, you were gonna ask something, weren't you?
About the Peacemaker and Bloodsport scene. I thought that action was the best action of the movie. They were just killing people, and it turns out.
Oh yeah, yeah, that was fucking
cool.
lit.
That was a cool sequence.
Yeah, that was lit.
Yeah, that was. Made me feel really like
it was good, and then the part
that
where
made me feel really warm
it
towards
just
the
thinks he wins, and he's like exploding bullets.
Let me talk about how Rick Flag's death got me more emotional than Superman dying.
Facts.
I was mad when Rick. I was
Facts.
like, Rick is dead.
Facts.
But
you know what that had to do with though, K-Dot? We all knew Superman was coming back. You know what I mean? Superman dying in that movie, we all knew he was going to come back sooner or later. The next movie, he was coming back. When Rick Flag died, no, it's like he's dead. Like he's dead. He's not coming back. So I think that's why it hit a little bit more. But I like that they did that though. A lot of people, or a few people that I've talked to, are like, "Oh, I can't believe they killed Rick Flag. Fuck this movie." I'm like, "No, that movie had
Rick
stakes,
Flag is
man.
Replaceable. He's replaceable,
And it had stakes. You know what I mean? Anybody could die. Yeah, it sure did.
Yeah, didn't have any stakes, bro. I didn't care about any of the characters. You need to care about the characters that stakes.
Hey, and Nerman, I feel you on that. I don't care about the characters in Guardians, but I can't. Guardians 1 is a good movie. It's a good movie.
Yeah, well, you're gonna care when Rocket dies.
Man, I'm kind of okay if Rocket dies. I think I might be more sad if someone like Groot dies.
Groot already died though and came back, so it won't be Groot. But it's gonna, just imagine, you know, you're gonna have Groot feeling the type of pain at Rocket dying.
Well, okay, I might cry.
Cry
when Rocket died because Yondu died, and I really didn't care that much about Yondu. So I might cry.
No, that was the best part of the movie. That was the only part I actually.
I didn't care. I didn't care about Yondu dying either, to be honest with you.
But it did make me cry. It shocked me. I was like, "Oh shit!"
The daddy line was good. I might not be your father, but I am your daddy, or whatever. That was good.
Yeah, that was a good line.
He ain't your father. No, he said he ain't your daddy, but he for damn sure ain't your father. I was like, shit.
But that actor is good, though. You know what I mean? He's a good actor.
Yeah, he's a good actor. But yeah. Anyway, look, we'll see how it goes. I'm not against James Gunn. I don't think he's the be all and end all of directing. I think he's okay at best.
Look, hey,
he's nothing without the Guardians of the Galaxy, but nonetheless, he's made an okay movie.
We also got to understand he's not going to be writing every single movie, right? He's going to do the Superman, set the tone, and then he's going to have other writers and directors do the movies.
What kind of movies will a person who makes something like Suicide Squad? What kind of movies will he think? Oh yeah, that one's really good.
He's probably gonna want like Nerf. Look, he can do if he could do a Lobo movie or a Lobo TV show.
Oh, that would be so fantastic because Lobo is just like fuck.
Lobo is literally a type of character that under what James Gunn is like perfect.
Lobo is an okay Superman villain. He's not like that great a Superman villain. So
I'm not a big fan of Lobo. I don't know why people like Lobo so much. They compare him to Wolverine, and I'm just like, not a big
Wolverine's
fan.
I
way
mean,
better.
he's more like Deadpool. I think he's cooler than Deadpool, but
Yeah,
he's
but
more like Deadpool. Like
Lobo
No,
was supposed to be the
they compare
Lobo
him
was
to
supposed to.
Wolverine.
Yeah, he was the DC's answer to like Wolverine.
but yeah, he was, but then they made him like more like there's really a comic where he fights like Santa Claus and shit.
Yeah, I seen that one. Yeah.
Yeah, he be breaking the fourth wall. He's basically the Deadpool of DC. But
Superman's best villains are Brainiac, Parasite, Lex Luthor, those kind of characters. Darkseid. I'm not fucking with Lobo. Like,
Yeah, nobody
I
cares.
wouldn't mind him in a
I
little
agree.
bit of the movie.
Terrence
Maybe he
cares.
could be like
Who?
a henchman of
Yeah.
a bigger guy, but like he can't be like a. I don't
wait,
what
Nerdman, did you like Lobo in the Superman animated
movie. Why
series?
do I want to see a fucking Lobo movie? Who gives a fuck?
Because
agree.
right, he's literally a galactic bounty hunter.
They did him in Krypton, and I hated that Lobo. I thought it was.
Oh yeah, that was trash. The only Lobos I rep is Young Justice Lobo and Justice League animated Lobo and Superman animated series Lobo. Those are the only Lobos I condone. I don't support them.
And also, that answer is that's why it's better to be younger, because then you can have access to all of those Lobos and have a informed opinion like K-Dot has. But when you're old, you can't really do that.
Why not?
What do you mean when you're
Because you're
old?
gonna die before the next generation of Lobos.
Well, maybe not. I mean, there's some 80, 90, 100. Who knows? You know what I mean? So
Lobos. And
By the
if y'all
time the
seen
DC gets up,
Nerdman, did
it's
you watch
true.
Superman Man of Tomorrow? Did you watch
No,
Superman
he's
Man of
talking
Tomorrow?
facts. By the time the Justice League comes out, me and you are going to be fucking either dead, or like
Nerdman, did you watch Superman Man of
they're
Tomorrow?
doing a long-term plan, bro. This is a long fucking term plan.
Yeah, I agree, Terrence. I don't want to see it right now, but like Lobo, perfect for James Gunn. Booster Gold, perfect for James Gunn. Ted Cord, Blue Beetle, perfect. Ted Cord, Blue Beetle, and Booster Gold, perfect for James Gunn.
Okay.
And look, compared to
characters that you have been clamoring to see, or DC fans have been clamoring to see, all the characters that you're saying he's perfect for are not really important characters.
yeah, but Nerdman, he's not going to direct everything. He's not going to write every single thing. He's just setting the tone. With the Wonder Woman movie, I guarantee he's not. The Batman movie, he ain't directing that. He knows he's not fit for Batman. He's not going to direct the Flash movie.
I don't think
he might direct Green Lantern. He's not going to direct the Aquaman movie.
I don't think so.
I guarantee you, he would direct the Plastic Man movie before he directs a Wonder Woman movie.
Sure. Why are we having a Plastic Man movie? But,
I'm not saying I'm giving you examples. I'm not saying he's going to
giving me of what his talents would be good for.
He's not going to do everything. He can't do everything.
No.
So he's
going to do some projects, but he's not going to.
So what do you think he's doing right now? Because I want to know what you.
He's definitely looking for directors, writers. He wants to work with Ben Affleck as a director. He wants Ben Affleck to direct the movie.
Yeah, he does.
He said Ben Affleck will be coming back to direct something.
Yes.
Direct the Batman movie.
He might direct the Batman.
Most likely.
It will be a damn good Batman movie because Ben Affleck's not a bad director.
That's going to be confusing, first of all.
How?
That's not even confusing. He's just directing.
You think that it's a good idea to have two Batmans out there? Patterson and another Batman?
Yes, that's fine. You only have them at the same time, but you need to have a Batman in the main universe. Yeah.
All right.
It's not confusing to do this spinoff stuff. Look, the general audience is stupid, right? Some of these people think Superman and Spider-Man is the same universe. They're idiots. The general audience is dumb. Don't overestimate them and don't underestimate them. But I'm sorry, these general audiences, they need to start to, get up on this stuff. You had what's that show with that Inspector Gadget looking dude? The time travel.
Who?
It's a UK show. Nerman knows what I'm talking about.
Doctor Who?
Doctor Who. All about time travel, multiverse, all that stuff. Back to the Future. Flash been on TV since 2011. the fact that the general audience don't understand the multiverse anything yet and can't separate this, and that, I'm sorry, but these people need to start to step their game up. They need to. The general audience needs to step their game up, and these companies need to explain this stuff better. Because I can tell that Robert Pattinson's Batman is not the same as Ben
They're
Affleck.
gonna have factions. These fan base are dumb. They'll have factions. They'll be like, "Oh, our Batman's better. No, this Batman's better."
And that's why they just need to argue.
The best thing you can do is just
just
keep
need to articulate.
his Batman in the Justice League. Just keep his Batman in the Justice League movies, and that's it. Because if he starts making movies of Batman against the Pattinson Batman,
you need to have Batman movies. You need to have Batman movies because this is the thing.
It will dilute the audience. Don't you see that?
It's not going to divide them. Joker's not dividing anybody.
This audience who can't even fucking take another movie that isn't made by Zack Snyder. You think they're gonna be just like, dude? This audience.
But you see, Nerdman, you're assuming that that's his whole audience, right? You gotta understand that these movies, and the reason why Marvel is so popular is because they're made for normies and not like comic book fans like we are, right? So if he does that, then he's trying to broaden DCU by making them more for people.
But I will say this. I will say this. Just this is what I feel. I feel like James Gunn, because I don't see this shit from Feige. I'm be honest with you. A fan brought it up. The thing about the Justice League animated in Young Justice. Someone asked James Gunn on Twitter, "Hey, are you going to use this as inspiration, like the Young Justice and Justice League animated and stuff?" You don't even see Feige saying stuff like, "Yo, some of our inspirations is Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, or this comic here, this, and that." Like acknowledging this stuff because we know Feige. Feige and them said it. They don't hire people who write comic books or know comic books to come write this stuff. They get people that are just good at writing movies or directing and stuff. They do not want people with comic book knowledge coming into this stuff.
Right, because they're not making them for comic book fans.
Because James Gunn, for me, seems a little bit more invested into this other stuff, like especially comic stuff, this animated stuff, more so than a Kevin Feige. Not saying he's better than Kevin Feige, but he's showing me things where I'm like, dang, all right, then you're gonna do something different.
Because he mentioned Young Justice.
Yeah.
He only has one good season, by the way.
2. No, actually, yeah, 2. Season 3 is not bad.
1.5. 1.5 at best. Season
1 and 2 is solid. Season 3, I was when to be fair, I misjudged season 3. I misjudged it. I was hard on season 3 for no reason. I should have been.
The fact
it's not, it wasn't better than 1 2, but it wasn't bad.
What you want, he's telling you what you want to hear. Like he ain't basing it on the Justice League animated show. Come on, bro.
Well, we don't look. Yeah, I could be wrong, you could be right, but Nerman, we don't know yet. Only thing I do is go off of what he's saying right now. Until I see it, yes, my opinion will change. But I can only go off of what he's saying. At this moment, I can only go off of what he's saying.
It's the 8th today. He should have had this plan. Like he should have just told us by now. What's the hang up?
He's gonna say
why?
See, you're not giving Gunn a chance. You're not giving Gunn a chance. You're acting like those Snyder fans that won't give Gunn a chance.
I'm gonna tell you by the end of January. Get out of here, bro.
Hey, if he doesn't reveal the plan, I'm gonna get on Twitter and I'm gonna hit up Gunn. I'm gonna add him. I'm like, yo, where my plan at, bruh? Nerman, I'm gonna ride for you. I'm gonna tell him like where my plan at.
Every day he doesn't come out with this plan, there's more negativity towards DC. Every day. He needs to get up.
It's gonna stay like that until the first new Superman movie comes out. It's gonna stay that way. It's going to stay that way. The only way he can get those people to shut up and stop talking is if he makes a really good Superman movie. There's no way he's gonna get the people to shut up. And then he just has to stay consistent. If he can make them shut up with Superman movie and stay consistent, like have at least 3-4 good movies back to back, and maybe you mess up at one, but then your next 4 is solid, and you mess up at one, but your next 4 after that is solid, fine with me. You're gonna have
What he can't do is panic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he can't panic. Oh,
You know, if one of the movies don't do good, they can't start panicking and be like, okay, no, they're not doing good. We got to start all over again. And let's no stay with the course. Not all Marvel movies were good. You know what I mean? In the first phase, not all of them were good.
I
They
agree.
had some duds. So
We need that Batman and Robin, right, Nerdman? Nerdman want that Batman and Robin, so we can get Titans and all this other stuff.
yeah, I think they need to have They need to have a Robin.
They need to have a Robin.
Batman.
Robin been disrespected so much.
Yeah, I agree.
They've been
I'm glad
disrespected.
he's been disrespected.
Of course you are.
Nerdman is a Robin hater, bro. What did Robin do to you, man? He's just a young kid trying to live life.
Doesn't make sense to the Batman, or doesn't really. I don't really like it.
But you like Hit Girl though.
Yeah, because it makes sense to the law.
No, Hit Girl does not make sense.
Yeah, she does.
She around that big old the big old staff and stuff, doing flips and kicks and all that. Child endangerment.
No, I know, but it's like it's silly that whole thing. It's like it's not like taken seriously. So
But even Robin is silly too. He runs around in booty shorts.
exactly, it's dumb. I
Well,
don't
he does it. Well, he runs around in
Yeah.
booty shorts and stuff. It's not taken serious there, but it has its serious moments.
They just need to do a Robin and not make him like this young little kid. That's all.
Yeah,
Make him like a young teenager, you know?
like 15, 16.
Yeah.
Still child endangerment.
Because these
Bro.
movies, you kind of have to speed.
It still looks silly. Look.
Oh no, because Logan, look, they made X-23 work.
That's completely different. He was trying to keep her away from everything. Batman and Robin are like partners.
She was fighting and handling herself.
Listen, people need to stop and understand that these are fucking movies, fantasy. I don't want to hear, oh my God, it's child endangerment and all kind of stuff. It's a fucking movie.
Yeah,
I get it.
What I mean?
It's the tone of Batman. It doesn't. It just feels stupid. It works in cartoons because you're not there looking at a 16 or 15-year-old.
But most of those cartoons are serious stuff.
In comics, it works. But you put a kid in a Robin suit in live action, it looks dumb.
It works in Titans.
Kick ass.
Yeah, kick ass. It works.
Logan, that a kid running around doing flips and kicks and the blades coming out of her arm. She got stabbed with a harpoon stick and she was still wrecking stuff.
Yeah.
It was a different, she got powers and stuff compared to Robin, but you can make it work.
Mm-hmm.
It's
really just a matter of doing. It's like I say when they adapt live action animes and stuff, the reason that shit be so flimsy is because they either they don't want to go all in, or they want to hold back, and they fuck up both ways because they can't pick one. It's like you either go all in or don't do it. You trying to kind of do it, it ain't gonna work. I'm sorry, it ain't gonna work.
Yeah,
you can't kind of do Robin. You got to do Robin. Because if they can make it work on Titans with that big-headed Jason Todd,
yeah,
they made it work with big-head Jason Todd, and I seen that first fight with the cops. I remember that first fight with the cops he did. That was a pretty good action sequence.
Yeah,
it went hard. I may not like that show, but that action sequence with Jason Todd, that was dope.
Yeah, it was tight. But I think Titans is good. I don't think it's great. I like the show, but now they have isn't it Dick Grayson that's in this season now, and he's gay?
Ooh. No. Oh, that's Tim Drake.
Tim Drake. Yeah, and he's
I don't think he's. I don't think this version is almost. I'm not sure yet. Because that Dick Grayson being gay in the comics is like.
Is he black?
He's light skinned.
Yeah,
he's black, but he's light skinned.
Then he's definitely gay.
No, he is gay. He kissed the dude in it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, then he is gay.
Another, they wouldn't do it to Dick Grayson.
Yeah, he's gay.
They're so slick, bro.
The one thing I didn't like about this,
then you're homophobic if you say anything. But
the one thing I didn't like about this season is they're at Star Labs, but there's no Flash, there's nothing. You know what I mean? Like you're at Star Labs. Like a lot of the seasons in Star Labs. There's
They
no
was
Flash.
they was teasing some Stargirl
What
and
did you
Titan
think of the
crossover.
new Lex Luthor with the beard?
Oh, I liked him. I just didn't like that they killed him.
Oh, they killed him?
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, they killed him.
Oh.
Yeah, Titans murder Superman villain. That's one of his villains
Yeah.
off his roster.
Yeah, they killed him.
He got to deal with him no more.
Aren't you watching it, K-Dot?
Nah.
Oh, you didn't watch this season? I thought you were watching
Yeah,
it.
I seen Titans here and I seen some of it here and there.
Okay.
Nah, I don't mess with that show.
When I seen it, I was like, "Oh, this is a good Lex," and I enjoyed it. I was like, "Oh, this is a good Lex," and then he died in the same episode, and I was like, "Oh, fuck, they killed Lex." And at first, I wasn't sure if they did, and it's like, yeah, they did. No, unless he did something to fake it and he comes back. I didn't see.
Yeah, Kimani.
We've only seen like 4 episodes so far. But if you kill him and he comes back, then okay, they didn't kill him. But yeah, I thought he was a good Lex.
I liked the first episode of Titans, but I think it just got way too edgelord afterwards. Like I really like
and that's the thing for me, like, because Dick Grayson, I remember that the first episode when he would beat up some dudes in the alley, and he took that dude, slammed his neck on the glass. He had that blood spurt. I'm like, bro, you just killed that. He did.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they kill a lot in that shit.
Yeah, it's just they turned Dick Grayson into Batman for the first, not Batman, but like Jason Todd, which I was like, yeah, no. And then you put Jason Todd in the show, and I'm like, what's up?
Yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna get some sleep. But nice talking to you. I only meant to come on for 5 minutes to tell Gonzo like he's garbage, but
nah, you was here to invest. Look, we might as well get ready to close out anyways, because I need to get rest.
Yeah,
I'm be watching Ghostbusters tonight, so I'm gonna get ready for that.
What, Afterlife?
No, first one.
What?
Yeah, I was never into Ghostbusters like that.
You never seen the first Ghostbusters?
Nope. I'm about to
what?
watch it.
What'd you say, Nerdman?
The Ghostbusters franchise isn't that great.
Oh,
it's got Bill Murray. Bill Murray's the best thing about it, and that's it.
Stop it. First 2 Ghostbusters are good. Afterlife is good too.
I haven't seen Afterlife yet. I want to watch it.
It's good.
All right, you guys, we're about to get ready to wind down. Shouts out Onzo, Nerdman, and Chill for coming in. DC is going to destroy the MCU within the next 5 years. Be on lookout, guys. Secret Wars got nothing on anything DC.
Can't even say it.
Tobey Maguire is gonna Tobey Maguire is really gonna come and save the MCU yet again.
It's like you guys have nothing on the DCEU or the DC, but DC has nothing announced yet. So
we got something coming. We got something.
What you guys got coming?
Superman. We got Superman. That's all we need.
We've got Superman. That's all we've got. Superman script. That's it.
All right, y'all. We about to get ready to head out. Thank you.
They buried it, bro.
Thank you all for watching. Because I have peace, love, positivity, all that jazz. Don't do drugs, like I always say. Deuces.
Peace, guys.